It's the principle. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We're just finishing getting set up. So they call me Dr. Blantz. Hello, mother. Hello, father. Oh, let's just do a mic check. I think we're probably okay on audio. Why do you waste time to prove Earth is not flat? Because a surprising number of people actually believe it's true, which is really worrying, to be honest, but it is the world we live in, so we make do. Unfortunately. Anyway, here we are. Live. Hopefully we will get some bites indeed. We'll see. We shall see. You've been commenting on those philosophy versus TikTok versus physics TikToks. Which ones? Yeah, and it is fun. That's very true. No sound detected. That's because I wasn't talking. Sorry. I don't think that helps people will believe no matter what the fact is. My volume is really low. My volume is really low. It seems like it's coming through just fine. At least it should be. Hopefully that's a little bit better. According to OBS, it should be fine. TikTok automatically adjusts volume, so TikTok audio should be no problem. It was a YouTube issue. Twas but a YouTube issue. Remember that guy you comment on the one with the Blackbird profile? He does those mathematicians. So he's a physicist. My volume is always low on TikTok. I've rewatched my own stuff. It's normal volume. I don't know. Are you guys like watching on like no volume or something, or what are you doing? Let's just bounce it all the way up. Or yeah, we just started. So, you know, give it some time. Give it some time for some people to come up. His name is Ibrahim. His channel is Blackbird Physics. In the meantime, remember y'all to like the live, whether you're watching on TikTok or on YouTube, so we can get people in here, and then you guys can see what you came here to see. Otherwise, I can't help you. What's the difference between a mathematician and a physicist? A mathematician works in a physicist works in 4 space-time dimensions, I guess. No, more seriously though, a physicist is, you know, concerned with the real world, generally concerned with trying to understand how our world works better, rather than just kind of playing with problems for their own sake. I'm so handsome. Well, that's so sweet. All right, let's talk to a priori. But a priori is a follower, so I suspect that a priori is probably not a flat earther. A priori.
Hello.
How's it going? You're not a flat earther, are you?
No. I just wanted to say I published the paper in archive.
Congrats. You have some horrible background audio. Congrats.
Sorry. Okay. I did publish the paper. I'm just waiting for people to comment on it right now. So
often you won't get comments. That's just the nature of the thing. It's just a place to put it just before you upload it to a real journal. But you know, it is the nature of the game. But good luck. But I'm gonna let you go because we are waiting for a flat earther. So thanks for being here, bud. And good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we have another person in the guest box. Let's bring them up. We have 2 people in the guest box. No freaking way. Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a great name. That is a spectacular name. Sonic, how's it going?
Good.
Sure, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I I don't know if it even matters, but I don't think that it's a globe anymore.
Why not?
I just don't think that it works.
Which parts?
Oh, the stars moving in a circle. I don't think that if they're far away, and I know this is weird too. I mean, I went into it too far, but assuming that the stars would move in a circle like that just because we're moving in a little circle compared to the stars.
What doesn't work about it?
The math of like if the star, like what's the closest star?
Proxima Centauri.
How far away is it?
4-ish light years, I think.
Oh yeah, light years. I forgot about light years. Like wouldn't it just kind of like I don't think it would even move at all, really. If we're
spinning, why wouldn't it move?
Because if it's 4 light years away and we're doing a little 24,000 mile little orbit, why would that cause it to move?
It's not the orbit, it's the spinning.
Or spinning, my bad. Why would that cause the stars to spin?
The same reason, like regardless of how far away something is, if you're spinning, your perspective changes. So you're going to be looking at it from a different angle because you're at a different angle.
Oh, yeah. Well, but I mean, what angle difference would there be with just us on our little ball, our little
over
marble?
Over the course of 12 hours, the angle difference is 180 degrees. You go from, you know, one side of the Earth to the other side of the Earth. You turn all the way around.
But how's that making that star turn all the way around? Like, I get it, we're moving.
So the star isn't moving. It's just your perspective changes by 180 degrees. Look, so if the star is over, let's say that this G is this, or let's use a better example. Let's say that O is the star, right? And let's say that we're here. If you're standing this way, it'll look like it's, you know, actually let's put it over here. Here's us, right? If you're standing here, it'll be, you know, at some angle slightly below the horizon, or perhaps here it'll be, you know, about at the horizon. But if you're standing here, it'll be like directly overhead. It just depends on where you are, and as the Earth spins, where you are changes.
Well, that makes more sense because of them being on a different angle of perspective. Of like, it makes more sense of like moving across the Earth. That's how they navigate, because the stars fall. Oh, like the direction you're going, the stars rise, right? That makes more sense. But I don't get how the stars are going to spin just because we're spinning.
Well, the stars aren't spinning. They just it's okay. Have you ever been on a like a, what is it called? Like a, it's one of those like a, not a Ferris wheel. One of those like, it's a circle that has horses on it. What is it called?
Ferris wheel.
No, Ferris wheel is like, goes like this. Merry-go-round. Yeah, merry-go-round. Thank you. Have you ever been on a merry-go-round?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're on a merry-go-round, if you look at something in the distance, it appears to be moving. That's because you're moving.
I don't know if that analogy works correctly though for what we're talking about.
It's an exact analogy.
Why
the thing that you're looking at isn't moving. It's just you're moving, so your perspective changes.
I know. Essentially, the stars are copying the same motion that we're doing, even though
they're not moving. We are moving. In the same, we are moving, and so stars will appear to go above the horizon as we turn into them, and they will appear to go below the horizon as we turn away from them. And if they're to the north of us rather than to the east or to the west of us, if they're to the north of us rather than the east or the west of us, then they will make smaller circles rather than a big circle all the way around.
But like them rising and falling and doing a circle doesn't make sense. Like, it would make sense.
They rise because we're turning towards them, and they fall because we turn away from them.
I thought they spin in a circle.
They do. That's what the rising and falling is. It's because we're turning.
I thought they like just stayed up there but like spun a 180 circle.
It depends on the star, and it depends on where you're looking.
I wish there was a way to actually test this because I don't think that it would work.
You can
like that.
you should there's a whole bunch of like simulators where you can see this working out for yourself. You can just like place your little guy on a spinning Earth, and then you can look from the perspective of that little guy, and you'll see how the stars move. Well, a good one is called Stellaris. I believe it's free.
Oh.
You can even go to Google Earth and do
Wouldn't
it that
make more
way.
sense of like the equator? What happens on like them moving left to right? Of like, how are they getting in a circle path?
So think of it this way: if you're at the equator, then they will just move east to west. They will go from the east over you to the west because you're spinning and turning into them, right? Sorry, Stellarium, not Stellaris. That's a game. So if you're at the North Pole, they will just go in a circle above you because you're spinning, and so if something's there as you spin, it'll be in a different place, right? So at middle latitudes, it'll be sort of like a circle above you, and it'll be sort of like east to west, which is just they'll be moving in a circle in the northern direction.
Yeah, I guess this is not a good one. I didn't come prepared to defend flat Earth right now. I think
Okay.
that this is a good one, but I think it's just a perfect example of how willing we are to accept that the globe model works when this does not work. I don't think. Like
I
if
just told
something
you
is
how it
light years
works.
away, and we're just doing we're moving. Why would the stars move?
They're not
Just
moving. At least
because
they're not
we're
moving
moving in a
much.
circle.
It's the
I mean,
Earth's spin that causes them to appear to move. We've been over this.
well, let's just use something in the sky. If you spin in a circle, is that going to cause the thing up in the sky to spin in a circle?
No, it won't spin in a circle. From your perspective, it will appear to spin because you're spinning. Like like somebody said in the comments, just get in a chair, a rolly chair, and spin, and then look at something on the ceiling. It'll appear to change position. It'll be in different places depending on how much you've spun.
Yeah, I guess that does work.
Anything else you want to talk about, Sonic?
I wasn't prepared.
All right. Well, have a good one then, okay?
Thanks.
Guys, thank you for the Easter potato, the tofu. I appreciate you. All right, let's talk to Liam. All right, Liam's not coming up. Let's talk to Bowkeeper. Bowkeeper, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing all right. What shape do you think the Earth is? What shape do you think the Earth is?
Oh, I don't disagree here with you, but I just want to hear your opinion on, like, if you believe in a god or not.
I don't, but that's not the topic for debate today, so thanks for being here. Let's talk to Kiwi. How do I know my spinning chair isn't some kind of witch spell? True, it could be a witch spell. Kiwi, how's it going?
What's up, man?
What shape do you think the Earth is?
Flat.
Okay, why so?
Because I've seen the ice wall.
You've seen the ice wall personally. Oh, where is it?
It's on surrounding us, actually.
Well, where did you see it?
Well, so I took a trip with my dad. We had like a private, like, not a private airplane, but secluded, and we saw the ice wall visibly.
Yeah. Where did you go?
We was flying over flying towards Florida. It's humongous. So you
wait, you saw the ice wall while flying towards Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, you think the ice wall is near Florida?
Yeah, no, it's not near it, but it's humongous. So you're gonna see it from there.
So you can see the ice wall from Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, how high do you have to be to see it?
I don't. We were definitely like cloud length for sure. It was really foggy up there.
So you were on a private plane and you saw the ice wall from Florida?
Is that outrageous to think?
Well, yeah, considering I've flown plenty and I've never seen the ice wall.
And also, when you made those examples about spinning in the chair.
Wait, hold on. We're not moving past this obvious lie. We're not moving past
lying.
that.
Oh no,
I've
because
I've
you made
flown.
the worst.
I've probably flown further in the past year than you have in the past 10 years.
Wait, can we establish the fact that there's portals like where you walk on Earth? Like there's different like, so say like okay, you know how like in a video game you walk through a portal and that's like its own little like uh realm or whatever. When you spin like on a chair, like you're gonna
Hold
see
on,
it.
hold on. Why are we
It's
not
like
talking about the ice wall thing anymore?
because I thought we established that that was like factual. Because I seen it.
No, we absolutely haven't. Why haven't I seen the ice wall when I've flown more in the past year than you have in the past 10?
Have you flown towards Florida?
I've flown everywhere in the world, essentially. I've flown over every major landmass,
So were
except
you looking
Antarctica,
out
I
the window?
suppose. Yeah, I look out the window the whole time because I can't sleep on planes.
So tell me an example of where you flew.
I've flown
Where were you
from
flying to?
I've flown from Central Europe to Qatar, from Qatar to New Zealand. I've flown from Central Europe to Canada. I've flown to well, this wasn't in the past year, but I've flown to where? I've flown to Nepal. I've flown to New York. I've flown to Ohio. I've flown to California. I've flown
New
to
York,
Hawaii. I've flown
because
to
every other state you just listed,
I've
that's
flown to
all.
Cambodia.
That's
I've flown through Taiwan, I want to say.
Taiwan. I'm not sure if that's close. I'm pretty sure Taiwan is close, but New York is definitely is. So every other state you listed off is not close enough to see the ice wall.
Close enough to what?
To see the ice wall. But
Wait,
for
no,
example, New York
where
is
do I
close
have to
enough.
be? Because I've flown,
You have to be.
I've flown over Florida.
Dude, I'm telling you, once you fly, like it's gonna feel like you're gonna feel the energy. It has
Wait,
a
you
energy.
feel an energy?
It almost like it sings to you in a way. You feel the energy.
Wait, so the ice wall sings to you when you fly over Florida?
No, it's a metaphor.
Oh,
Okay, so listen. So
it's a metaphor. Wait a minute,
once
hold
you
on.
pass,
Hold on.
once you
How old
pass,
are you, Kiwi?
I just turned 18.
What's your birth year?
2006.
Okay.
Yeah. So once you pass like the what's it called? Quarter M5. I believe that's what it's called on the calendar of the record on the flat earther. It was shaded in. I believe it was like 11 in the 1100s. So once you pass that portal, you're gonna feel it.
What
The
portal?
ice will sing to you.
What portal?
Once you fly towards Florida, you're close enough to
Wait,
the ice wall
so
to
the
visit
only way you
Florida.
can see the ice wall is flying towards Florida? I've flown towards Florida before. I've flown into Orlando. Orlando or Miami? Or I've flown into Orlando before. There was no ice wall.
Listen, man. I don't know, man. If you're not, are you in tune? Are you in tune with your spiritual energy?
Let's say yes.
Oh wow, man. Okay, so you're gonna. Do you feel? Okay, I'll send you vibrations right now. Do you feel it?
No.
If not, then you cannot see the ice wall if you even tried.
Wait, so you have to be in tune with your spiritual vibrations to see the ice wall from Florida?
I can feel yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
tell you
So
something.
what is stopping me from seeing the ice wall when I'm flying to Orlando?
What's stopping you?
Yeah. Why can't I see it?
Got you. So once you pass through that layer, the
What
firmament
layer?
almost, it's kind of like the
Wait, when you're
portal.
flying, you pass through the firmament?
No. The firmament is directed within the portal. It's like traveling through realms. It's hard
Hey,
to
Kiwi.
explain if you've ever been there.
Kiwi, how many blunts have you smoked recently?
Are you insinuating that I smoke?
It definitely sounds like it.
That's disgusting. I will never do that in my life. I feel like you are repulsing your negative energy upon me because you are spiritually provoked because you've never seen it. You will never get to see it.
Why am I hearing children screaming in the background?
My siblings, of course. They're
Hey, you should put your dad on the
Mommy, I'm
line.
gonna eat right now.
Bro's not old enough to be here. Dude's living at home, telling his mom he's gonna eat right now. Nah. Bro is not old enough. When you're screaming at your mom, yeah, mom, I'll be right there. Like, you're not old enough to be on TikTok, bud. All right, this person's not connecting. Let's bring up the next guest. Let's talk to Quantis Wus. That was an accident. I didn't actually mean to bring you up as your friend.
Hello.
Quantis. Quantis, what shape do you think the Earth
Hello.
is?
I think it's flat, but I have pretty good reason.
Don't troll. Go on, get out.
Yo,
Hey, how's it going?
going well. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. What shape do you think the Earth is?
It's a globe.
All right, why'd you join?
Well, I just wanted to. I've been engaging it with a lot of flat Earth TikTokers, and I just wanted to hear your thoughts on a good defense when they want to discount gravity and how you.
Yeah,
can
you just showed them
demonstrate
the
that.
evidence that gravity's real.
Right. I was like, I couldn't. When I'm on the fly googling, I just can't find a good one that I think.
Well, then you shouldn't be having this debate if you don't know it, right?
True. That's why you seem educated. I'm just saying.
So there's a lot of good Cavendish type experiments, and if you stick around long enough, I'm sure it'll definitely come up. But there was one that was performed recently. Let me pull up my notes. I want to say it was in 2022. Yeah, let me just pull this up really quick. Millimeter size Cavendish with shielding. Yeah, there was a. I'm sorry, it was 2020. There was an experiment performed in 2020. Sorry, 2021, where they measured the gravitational attraction between two 1 millimeter radius gold spheres. So that would be a good example. There's nice pictures and everything.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. Good luck. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Not Balatro. Cavendish was a dude. Alright, let's talk to Avery. We'll get to it. I don't want to spoil the fun though. There are obviously going to be some keyboard warriors in chat Necto. That's always there. People are much braver in the keyboard than they are in live. It's fine. It's fine and normal. Fine and normal. All right, let's talk to Skibum for life.
Hey, how are you? I've been wanting to ask you a question.
What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think the Earth is shaped round. My question is to a physicist is why, and why are all the other planets in the foreseeable, like the seeable universe, also round as well as moons?
Gravity. Gravity pulls things towards the center, and when everything is being pulled towards the center, it ends up roughly spherical.
Well, thank you. I didn't know that.
Now you do. That's why they
Thanks.
reject gravity, by the way.
Appreciate your help. One last question, if you don't mind opining on it. What do you think, what advances in physics or science do you think, like pretty much in your field, do you think will come out of AI in the next, say, 20 years?
That is a question for Wednesday. I'll see you then, though.
Take care, pal.
Because round is a stable structure. Yeah, well, I mean, round is stable. It's stable under central forces. So if you have a central force, then you're not going to have more force in one direction than in any other direction. But the reason why it forms in the first place is because of gravity, right? It's not momentum, no. On large scale, the answer, yeah. If you're talking about things about the size of a meteor or bigger, the answer is usually gravity. That's true. All right, currently the guest box is empty, which means that if you know anybody who's a flat earther and you want them to challenge their beliefs, or you want me to challenge my beliefs because you're a flat earther, feel free to hop in the box and we can have a conversation. Oh, we got somebody. All right, the Eater Remedy, you're a follower, so I suspect you're not a flat earther, are you?
Damn, bro. Never mind. The one was in the guest box. I was gonna troll. I'll get out of here. Thanks. Boys.
Trolling is how you get banned, so don't do it. Don't do it. Avery, how's it going?
It's good. I have a question for you. It's kind of off topic though.
Before you ask it, what shape do you think the Earth is?
A globe. That's I had no question.
All right, what's the question?
A couple days ago, you made a video about dark energy getting weaker.
That's a question for Wednesday. Not a question for
On
today.
Wednesday?
Yep, I do Ask Physicist on Wednesday.
Okay.
All right, see you then. How's my Monday going? It's okay. Have you ever debated Caleb 101? Yeah, I did a long time ago, like 2 years ago. I debated him, and then I found out he was a Nazi, and I'm like, I'm good actually. I'm actually good. When dude spreads like Hitler tweets, I'm good. Honestly, I'm good.
Hey,
Jam, what shape do you think the Earth is? And I know you're a follower, so don't lie to me.
oblate spheroid.
All right, get out of here. Well, I don't know. You guys know that it says opposition only, right? Right? You know that. It does say that. I'm not like lying to you. I'm not misrepresenting what the live is. It just says that when you join. When you join, there's a little thing, and it says opposition only, no tone policing. You had a question about the topic? Then you can ask the question in the chat. Maybe there aren't so many flat earthers left. Unfortunately, there are. Have I debated Flat Earth Dave? I think so, yeah. Unfortunately, there are. They just happen to congregate in their little hidey holes. So if you guys want, you can go scroll through the search Flat Earth on live on TikTok, and you'll probably go find them. You can just bait them to come here. That'd be good content. Yeah, they don't really engage anymore. They've moved on to RFK stuff. Is that true? Does Witsit still believe the Earth is flat? I don't know. I haven't heard a lot from him lately. You must get Fred in here again. Oh yeah, if you want to go get Fred in here, by all means. Any more politics slides in the future? Oh god, if I think of politics, I just get sad. I just get so sad. Have you debated Globe Crusher? Probably. Arguing with flat earthers is like arguing with wall. Your words don't get through. Not to them, but to other people. Yeah. What do I need to do to debate you quickly? Well, you first need to believe the Earth is flat. Where's Ian? Ian is doing their own thing. Thoughts on the X-Ball? Not real. Definitely not real. People have done that. Are you doing regular debates with Deconstruction Zone now? So Justin from Deconstruction Zone, Ian and I, we founded together this thing called Unapologetic. It's the thing that we're doing every Sunday. So that's where you'll see us. It's like a group thing. In principle, I, kind of initiated the whole thing, but it's not really like, Justin's handling a lot of the tech stuff behind the scenes, and Ian is, being a delightful human being. So like, it's three co-equal branches of debate. Terry, how's it going?
All right. It doesn't say opposition only anywhere.
It does. It just has to say it. It'll say it when you join the live.
Yeah, that's what I just did.
No, when you enter the live for the first time, rather than not when you become a guest.
Oh, the first time. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking it out.
You're good. Take care.
All right. See ya.
All right, we have another person in the guest box. Thoughts on new pyramid discoveries? Probably fake. All right, let's talk to Luca. Why do pilots use the Gleason's map to navigate them? They don't. But you're free.
Hello.
Welcome to join. Luca, how's it going? What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's flat.
Why? Wait, Luca, how old are you?
I'm 16.
No,
yeah.
Then you are a baby. We don't talk to babies. That is true. A lot of flat earthers are technologically illiterate and don't know how to type the URL into a web address. That is very true, actually. That's hilarious. Can you explain parabolic flight's equal float at 62 miles, 200 miles with no gradient? Because the point is you're accelerating at the local gravitational rate, so you're going to float. As long as you're falling at the right rate, then you'll float. The right rate is just the rate that you fall at. Jam Schmidt, that would be an example of tone policing. Explain why NASA has image-enhanced pics of the Earth by adding clouds cover. Well, because if they're trying to prepare something for the press, something that looks pretty, then they're going to make something that looks pretty. If they're trying to do data analysis, like actual image analysis, then they'll use the actual data, right? What day, if on schedule, do you have the debates on religion? It depends on the day, but it'll be Monday, Thursday, or Friday. Nothing set in stone, though. Hard to talk to flat earthers if you don't want to talk to babies. That's a good point. Many are actually illiterate. That's also true. Could you explain why I don't float in the water? Probably because you don't have a big booty. What is tone policing? When you are complaining about the wording I'm using. We should put a particle collider in the ice wall. Absolutely. Absolutely should do that. Where do they think meteorites come from? Magic. Fred is on his own live. I'm sure he is. Play guitar. I used to play guitar. I haven't played guitar in a long time. What's your explanation of the plane crashes? Plane crash locations from the flat earther POV? I don't know what plane crash locations you're referring to. What overlap do you think there is between highly religious people and flat earthers? Almost all flat earthers are highly religious, but the inverse is not necessarily the case. It doesn't let you join? Alright, I sent you an invite, Leah. What do you think about bacon on donuts? Seems kind of weird. Alright, Leah, how's it going, Leah? What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think the Earth is flat.
Why so?
Well, I don't have a really good explanation for this, but I think there's a particle accelerator, and they don't know how to control this, and it's making time go by faster. Because I swear that since I was younger, when I was like 16.
Leah, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What's
I
your birth year?
graduated last year. 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
you were saying.
basically, yeah. So I think time is kind of speeding up because, like, I'm kind of like sorry, I don't know how to speak because there's like 300 people on this freaking live stream. But
Ignore
you know
them.
I mean.
You're talking to me. I'm just a normal person.
Okay. So you're really smart, and I'm not as smart as you. So, but I believe the Earth is flat because, let's say the Earth is spinning. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I heard this theory when if you had to fly a helicopter up, and then you had to land it, it will land in the exact same spot. You know what I mean?
Well, generally, unless it's windy, but yeah, that's what happens.
If the Earth was a ball, just like running around an athletics track, you know. If you're on the outside, you run slower than when you're on the inside. So the helicopter should move because the Earth is spinning because it's round, but it's not. It's not round. It's
yeah, but
flat.
the wind is spinning with the Earth, right? Sorry, the air is spinning with the Earth.
So how does the Earth spin if it's flat?
It's not flat. It's a globe.
I think. Wait. Oh my gosh. So tell me why is it a globe?
Well, we have pictures of it. It's pretty compelling.
Have you ever been to space?
Me personally? Yeah, I went last Tuesday. Is that convincing to you?
No, I need proof.
Then why'd you ask?
Bro.
I mean, the point is that we have pictures. So, like, if you want to say the pictures are fake, now you have to go on. Now you have to explain how you know they're fake, and what's the justification for faking it. Like, there's a lot going on.
Have you ever had someone come on here and truly have a good statement for why the Earth is flat?
No.
So, what is your best statement to compel me towards believing the Earth is a globe?
We have pictures. We can see it.
What if those pictures were faked? Do you think the moon landing was fake too?
No. We have video of that.
Then how come there's certain leaked evidence that they did the moon landing in Area 51?
What's the
And
leaked evidence?
there was a leaked document
What document?
from when the moon landing. Apparently,
What's the document?
So the document says that they ordered, I think,
What's the document?
potash.
Where is it? Where can I find the document?
Where can you find the documents saying that the Earth is not flat? And you know, they
Wait,
got
hold on. No,
Buzz Aldrin.
you said that there was a document that leaked that proved that they didn't land on the moon. So I'm asking, what document are you referring to?
I don't know.
Then why'd you make it up?
No, I've heard of this document. Can you tell me the document?
Hold on. Do you just believe it? Do you just believe it when somebody says, "Yeah, a document leaked that proved they didn't land on the moon," without showing it to you?
Well, I'm a paranoid person, so I don't
Why are
really
you
believe.
paranoid? What's the issue?
I don't really know the issue. So, but I just believe that the people are lying to us. The
Which people?
elites. The
Who are
elite
the
people.
elites? Who?
Yeah. Then Donald Trump. I don't know.
I'd agree that
The
Donald Trump is lying to
people.
us, but Donald Trump is not the kind of person who would be able to keep a secret.
Well, I don't have the names of the people behind Donald Trump because Donald Trump doesn't make any decisions. He's just an advocate. He speaks for everyone.
He doesn't
They make
speak
the
for
shit.
anyone but himself.
You don't think they tell him what to say? Because he can't.
No,
He's
I
a
don't
very
think
busy
so.
man.
Bro,
He
bro,
can't run
bro,
America himself.
Donald Trump literally is uncontrollable.
Let me just say, I'm really learning from this. You're a very smart person, and you're teaching me like how to debate. Okay, thank you. I like debating with you.
I appreciate that, but you should think critically about these thoughts that you're having rather than just believing whatever you hear on a conspiracy YouTube video. Oh, he left.
My secrets are the best secrets around. I keep the greatest secrets, the biggest secrets. My secrets can be kept from anybody.
Yeah, Mom walked in, true. Lunatico, how's it going? Lunatico, you there? All right. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to join, or if you're watching on TikTok, well, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to join, you have to go to the link in the background. If you don't go to the link in the background, you can't join. It's a requirement. Josh, how's it going?
Hey, Blitz, how's it going?
What
forgive
shape do you
me,
think the Earth is?
Oh, I definitely think it's round, but I have a question about engaging with flat earthers in particular.
All right, gotta be quick then.
Yeah, sure. So, why is it the case that a Coriolis effect, like when we take a look at the curvature of the Earth from distance, and we see that from the light tests, etc., that based on a farther away distance, the Earth's curvature is going to prevent you from being able to see that. Why is this not like sufficient proof enough, do you think, for the flat earthers to say, wait, no, this obviously can't be the case just from a physics perspective?
Typically cognitive bias, they're already convinced that it's true, so they'll make up anything that they can to ensure that they're not proven wrong, because people don't like being wrong, and I understand that. But I have to kick you because you're not opposition. But thanks for being here, bud.
Yep.
One scientific proof of the globe. How about the Cavendish experiment? Or how about the Minos experiment in Illinois? Or how about the ice cube experiment? Or how about gravity probe B? These are all good experiments that prove the Earth is a globe, amongst other things, of course. But would bees levitating without wings, is that cap? Yeah, bees, there's no scientific proof that bees can fly. There's many arguments against moon landings, but one that makes me think it might not have happened. If the Van Allen belt is highly radioactive, how did the film from the camera survive? It's not that highly radioactive. And they only spent like 45 minutes in there, so it's not really all that worrying. Earth gotta be round so it can roll easily through space. True. Good point. Why is QCD so messy? It's like the drunk messy girl in the night out. Yeah, I know. QED is so much more respectable. Absolutely. What is your defense when they bring up electrostatic repulsion? Well, for the Cavendish effect, modern experiments account for electrostatic repulsion and electrostatic attraction and magnetic attraction and all sorts of things. The Van Allen belt reaches 22,000 degrees. How can you cross that in 45 seconds? No, it's about 45 minutes. And it's also like a trillion times less dense than the air. So even though it's very, very hot, it doesn't store a lot of energy. The mass of the Van Allen belts is about as much as a donut, spread out over, you know, a few 100,000 square cubic kilometers, or cubic miles rather. Blitz would also have you believe we landed on the moon. That's because we did, Saint Nick. Oh, we have a guest from YouTube. Gnoom, how's it going? Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Can you hear me all right, Gnoom? 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 Hello? Hello, mother. Hello, father. Let me make sure that my audio is working. My audio is working. Gnoom, can you hear me? Testing. Yeah, so you should leave and rejoin Gnoom, because it's not working. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What's the ice cube experiment? It's a neutrino detector down in the South Pole. Near the South Pole. Done for now. Gnoom, you coming? Blitz thinks we landed on the moon. Saint Nick thinks the Earth is flat. Ha! What a jokester. I guess Saint Nick probably got banned from TikTok if he's or did I block him on TikTok? That's totally plausible, to be honest. Alright, let's bring up another guest, because I guess Gnoom's not coming back. Let's bring up Njabulo saying. Njabulo, mate.
What's up, bro?
Njabulo saying. How's it going? Are you in a are you flushing a toilet currently?
No, this is my kettle, nigga.
Oh, okay. We don't use those kinds of words here.
Oh shit, my bad.
Welcome back.
Welcome. I mean, thank you for having me.
All right. What shape is the Earth?
The shape of the Earth is actually round. The reason why I'm actually I was just on another flat Earth, and I did this experiment right here on my table, and I was trying to explain how
Lunatico, I'm gonna let you go because I'm interested in talking to opposition. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna put a thing in the background because I thought it was kind of obvious, but I guess not. Let's copy and then paste duplicate, and it will say opposition only. There we go, and that will go right there underneath the thing. There we go. Done. See? That easy. Put it in red. Maybe I'll put it in red. Select font. No, that's that. Wait. Where's the color choice? Select color. There we go. There we go. Opposition only. Great. We did it, guys. Bright yellow? Should we do bright yellow? Yeah, let's do radioactive yellow. That's what we should do. There we go. Radioactive yellow. Players don't want to join because they can't win a debate with Blitz. That's probably true, unfortunately. All right, let's bring another guest up. Oh, we don't have any other guests. That's a shame. Earth is not a shape in a space vacuum. Earth is an element. Saint Nick, it's almost like you don't even speak English. Saint Nick is a long-term follower of mine. He's he's what you might call obsessed. He's in the YouTube chat if you're watching on TikTok. He's a character. He's a real character, but I don't think that he'd ever actually join, all things considered. And if he did, he'd probably just shout slurs or something like that. Do we have an actual human brother with functioning human kidneys? We don't. We don't. No updates as of right now. Is he a hate watcher? Yeah. Gravity's pulling 981 newtons on the person, 0.0981 newtons on a feather. Where's the proof? Yeah, we can measure it in a laboratory. That's the proof. We can measure the force in a laboratory with like weights and masses. Well, the weights are masses, and say for example oscillation rates and springs and things like that. Is he the one who wants you to apologize? No, that's a different guy. Flat Earth may be dead, but Time Cube is eternal. Time Cube was created by a schizophrenic guy, so we shouldn't make fun of it, unfortunately. Is it worth the time debating the Flat Earther? I mean, it's fun. There's no join button anymore. Did I block you? No, but... no. We need Fred. We do need Fred. It's Rakia. No. Saint Nick is some other guy. I don't think Rakia would ever debate me. The YouTube stream is about 5 seconds behind. I low-key trust Saint Nick's schizo visions more than science. Sorry, chat. True. Can you please explain the Schrodinger's cat? Yeah, if you put a cat in the box, it'll probably die. If there's also poison in there. I don't see a join button. It should be there. The button, we're live. Hope you're having a good day. I'm having an okay day. Let me try changing the settings really quick. Okay, I just changed it. It should be okay. It's back. No join button, just the blue and pink people. That is the join button. The blue and pink people. That's the join button, right? All right, we still have no guests, so I guess we're kind of stuck here, y'all. So I'll just talk to chat. Isn't gravity technically a theory? If by technically a theory you mean it's correct, then yeah, it is that. You all looking at this in 2D, flat or ball? No, balls are 3-dimensional. Why did your wife leave you? Well, if you're a flat earther, that's probably why. Is it possible for a scientist to be a flat earther? I've never met a physicist who's a flat earther. I've met one claimed retired physicist who's geocentrist, but he's not a flat earther. It's impossible to have opposing pressure systems adjacent to one another without a physical divider. Fortunately, there's not opposing pressure systems adjacent to one another. All right, let's bring on Tartar Sauce, who is a follower. So hopefully they're not going to troll me. Tartar Sauce, how's it going?
Yo, what's up, man? How are you?
What shape do you think the Earth is?
Flat and stationary, man.
Why so?
I've measured it for about a year, and it's also in the Bible, but mostly because I measured it.
Yeah, okay. How'd you measure it?
Yeah, I took a 1-foot observer, which was on my tripod, and measured the distance.
Hey, Tartar Sauce, I know who you are.
Who am I?
Free?
Yeah, what's up?
Why are you trolling me?
I'm not trolling you. I got banned. This is my burner account.
Really?
Yeah, it's like that. I like for real got banned.
All right. All right, we'll allow it. We'll allow it, y'all.
No, you go. Yeah, I'm not trolling you, bro. My real account's Uncomfortable Truth, but I got banned.
Okay. So anyway, how did you measure it?
Yeah, man. I took a camera, put a 1 foot observer, so I passed 3 miles. I'm 6 feet tall. I see past 3 miles. So that.
What'd you see past 3 miles?
You said when?
No, what? What did you see?
8.7 miles here in St. Pete, Florida.
No, what did you see?
A buoy.
Okay, how tall was the buoy?
I'll be honest. I have no idea.
So then why should we be surprised?
I mean, you can.
How can you say that you measured it if you don't even know how tall the thing that you're looking at is?
Because it's not a constant height. It's constantly moving in the water.
But it still has a height, right?
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, even if it was 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet tall, it's still moving up and down in the water.
If it was 50 feet tall, would you be able to see it, do you think?
If it was 50 feet tall from a 1 foot observer?
Yeah.
For a 1 foot observer? No, I don't think I would.
According to what calculations?
I mean, self-perspective, man. I'm not sure it was 50 feet tall, though, man.
So wait, what measurements did you take then? Because it doesn't sound like you measured the shape of the Earth. It sounds like you just put your camera a foot above the ground and then looked through it. That's not really a measurement.
Well, how far is your horizon for a 1 foot observer?
The horizon? I mean, we could do the math, but it's probably like a mile or two. Is it 3 miles? I don't know off the top of my head.
It's 1.2.
Okay, so yeah, it was about right. But
Cool,
the horizon is not the furthest away that you can see things, right? You can see things past the horizon if they're tall enough.
So is the horizon physical or optical?
The horizon is a location that in like your optical field of view.
Incorrect. The horizon is a physical.
The horizon isn't some line in the sand.
Well,
the horizon is the place where you can't see any more of the Earth.
Is the horizon physical or optical, Blitz?
It's not a true dichotomy. The horizon is the place beyond which you cannot see any more of the Earth. That's what the horizon is.
So you don't know your own globe religion. That's not new, man. So the horizon is actually physical. You can do a quick Google search. Just state it's a physical boundary.
Well, so it's not there is no physical boundary preventing you from seeing. All that's happening is that the Earth is between you and it, depending on your height.
Okay, so
the place where you can no longer see both depends on the size of the Earth, meaning your distance from it, and the atmospheric conditions.
So I'm asking again: is the horizon physical or is it not physical?
It's not a true dichotomy. There is a physical obstruction, namely the Earth, and there is an optical obstruction, namely the atmosphere. Both play a role.
Cool. So if it's physical,
it's not one or the other.
It's last time I checked, it's both.
So are we agreeing it's not one or the other?
It's no, the horizon. If I Google it right now, it's gonna say it's a physical.
I don't care what Google says.
Physical boundary.
I don't care what Google says. Why would I care what Google says?
Okay, how are we supposed to know what the right answer is then, Blitz?
You could ask me. I know.
Oh, Blitz knows, but Google.
I do.
Okay.
I mean, I don't get. You're probably just reading off a flat Earth website, so you know.
I'm really okay. I mean, that's sure. That's what I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to have a genuine conversation.
Well, then why are you trying to correct me with Google when I'm telling you what my position on it is?
This isn't subjective to your opinion, sir. There's only one answer. For a radius of 3,673 kilometers, it gives you your distance to your horizon per observer height.
No. The horizon is affected by the atmosphere. The location of the horizon is affected by the atmosphere. You know that, right?
So I'm asking you again: is your horizon physical? Because if it's not physical, then
it involves both the physical obstruction and the optical effects. It's two things.
So now the horizon's physical and optical. GG.
I've never said otherwise.
Cool. So, if you knew what you're talking about, they would say it's actually physical.
I do know what I'm talking about.
You claim it's a physical.
I'm more knowledgeable on this than Google is, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know what the horizon for 1 foot observer was, so I had to tell you that.
I don't do the I didn't do the calculations in my head. I'm sorry about that.
I know you don't know that.
Can you do the calculations in your head?
I just did.
What 1.2 miles? You did that? What's the math for that to figure out the distance of the horizon?
Do you want me to teach you? I can teach you. Man.
No, I want you to tell me what the math is.
You said you know more than Google.
Yeah, I do. I can derive it for you right now.
Come on, Blitz.
I do.
Stop.
Do you want me to derive the distance to the horizon right now on a piece of paper?
Blitz,
I can do it.
Blitz, if you have a radius of 3,673 kilometers, would that or would that not give you a physical horizon?
There will be a physical obstruction, surely. There will also be atmospheric effects.
Cool. So if there's physical obstruction, then that is your
And
boundary.
atmospheric effects.
Physical. I understand that, Blitz.
So the atmospheric effects will determine where that obstruction appears to be. That physical obstruction, where it appears to be.
Okay, so I mean, we can move on if you want. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere with that. But yeah, for a 1 foot observer, I'm able to see 1.2 past 1.2 miles.
Okay, but you're able, but you realize that the location. So you know that even on the globe model, you can see things past the horizon. You just can't see land past the horizon or water past the horizon.
So
You know that, right?
Things, but not land. Oh.
Well, yeah,
good.
because the horizon is basically the point at which you can't see more Earth. But if something is sticking out of the Earth, you can definitely see it, depending on how tall it is, of course.
1 sec. Let me get a couple of friends in here because this is kind of funny, man. 1 sec.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. 1 sec. How do you know my name?
People in the chat recognize you.
Okay. Right on. All right. So
You got your friends? Ready to get schooled in front of your friends?
I mean, if that's what's been happening so far, then sure, man.
It has.
Sure. Okay, the guy. Okay, whatever. I mean, if you want, man, do you want me to ask? I can give you like a honest opinion of why it's flat, not just.
I want to know honestly why you believe it. Yeah.
Two things. One, we live in a world where we deny our own. I would say our own intuition, because personally, we don't feel motion, but we have to believe on motion. And we don't see curvature, but we have to believe there's curvature.
Sure.
You guys claim let's go past the horizon over the curve and they disappear. But at the same time, we can zoom in back in, Blitz.
Sorry. So the first point about the intuition, you're absolutely right. Like if you don't know anything about the world and you look outside, you'll be like, yeah, it doesn't feel like we're moving. It doesn't look like it's a globe. But our intuition is only so good, right? Like if our intuition would say that like, oh, bad smells are the reason why you get sick, because if you go by a smelly dead body, you'll get sick. But we know it's not bad smells. We know it's like bacteria and viruses and like parasites and stuff, right? But you can't see those. Your intuition doesn't tell you that that's true. It's just we have to do scientific investigation to figure out that that is what causes, illness. At least sometimes, like sometimes there's other stuff. But like, when you catch a cold or whatever, that's like a bacteria or a virus, right? But our intuition says nothing about that. And similarly, this claim about being able to like zoom things back over the horizon, people make this claim a lot, but often they're just zooming back in like small little sailboats that are just too small to see. I've never seen an example of somebody zooming back in a cruise ship that wasn't still visible at all. Like things that are like the size of cruise ships, when they go over the horizon, they actually get lower and you can still see them with the naked eye because they're that big, and you can never zoom them back in. Like I've never seen a video of anybody doing that.
Do you know
and
why
you
they
can
get
do this all the time? They're all the time. Like they're really big. You can see them leave all the time.
What's your claim though? Are they getting lower because it's going over your curve, right? Or
yeah, they're going over. They're going past the horizon.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. So if I were to take a camera, right, and level it on the table with a quarter, if I back up the camera, the exact same thing's gonna happen. You ever heard of your angular resolution limit?
I am very familiar with angular resolution limit. Cool. Are you aware of like the what is it called? There's a name for a guy. Is it? No, it's not the Rayleigh limit.
Is it Rob Scuba?
No. It's named after a guy. It's the air. Is it the Airy limit? Anyway, the question is when your field of view is sufficiently large on a table, and your line of sight is below the table, the things that you'll be able to see will depend on the distance. But that's not the scenario that we're in. We're not sitting below the Earth.
So
we're not sitting like under the ground, right?
Okay, so as far as this camera and a quarter goes, right, is that quarter starting to disappear bottom up? A, because there's a curve and it's moving or something, or is it?
No,
B,
it's because the lens is being obscured by the table.
Really?
Yeah.
What's causing it to be obscured?
It's literally below the table.
No, it's at the same level of the table. It's not getting lower, Blitz.
I've seen the videos that you're talking about. It's below the table.
Well, we must not be talking about the same video.
We are talking about the same video.
What video? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I've done it myself, and two, I mean, I can use a reference point if you don't believe me or whatever. I can tell you which video.
So because you're referring to something that is at ground level, right?
You, no. It was on a normal table, right? And they used a
So
chair to level.
why don't you put the camera above the table?
Why would I put the camera above the table?
Because we're above the ground.
Shouldn't just the lens be above the table, or?
Yeah, the whole lens should be above the table in the same way that
Yeah,
our
the
eyes
lens
are
was
above the ground.
It was above the table. It was
Oh, the
level
whole
with
lens was above the
quarter
table, and it was sorry, and the lens was level, right? It was not
with the
pointed down.
table. 100%
So
level. Yeah.
you just put the camera on the table, right?
I put the camera on a chair, and the quarter was on the edge of a table, laying
Why
sideways.
didn't you just put the camera on the table?
Because the table's not that long when I back up to keep it leveled.
Well, then how do you know it's at the same height as the table?
My bad. Someone just called. What'd you say?
How do you know it was at the same height of the table if it wasn't on the table?
Because you can measure it.
Okay, is that what you did?
I didn't. I mean, I personally done it. Yeah, with a table, with a chair. But the video I'm referencing, they used a measuring tape.
Oh, okay. So how do they know that it's angled in the same direction? That it's not angled down?
You mean just facing the quarter?
camera.
How do they know it's facing the quarter?
Nectu, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Sorry, one more time. I'm talking about the camera angle because it has to be level with the table, right? I hope you'll watch us, Nectu. I'm talking about Justin E and myself on Sunday. I hope you will watch us and enjoy.
My bad. Man, that guy just called me again. I had to tell him I was alive. My bad. What'd you say again?
You're good. So, why hasn't this experiment ever been done with just setting the camera on the table?
Well, you mean why is the observer height not above the table or the target?
Yeah, we are above the ground. So to replicate that, the camera should be above the table.
Yeah, but if you take the level of the observer with the level of the target, you have to equal it out. You can't just. That's like saying
What are you
I'm
talking
5
about?
feet tall. That's like saying I'm 6 feet tall and I put the camera 8 feet tall because the cruise ship is 8 feet tall. That makes no sense.
Wait, why would you? Look, the camera, the lens, should be above the table because our lenses are above the ground. Otherwise, you'll get distortions, right? Otherwise, you'll have obstruction effects.
So what's the obstruction effect causing the quarter to disappear bottom up, Blitz?
If the center line of the camera is below, if the center line of the camera is at or below the level of the table, or if it's angled at all, you will just no longer see it, even if it's still within your field, even if it still should be within your field of view, right?
So leveling the camera with the quarter is wrong. It's got to be above the target. That's what.
No, it should be sitting on the table. Just put it on the table.
I mean, it's the same level of the table. I guess it's pretty much the same thing.
No, you're putting it at the level of the table, so at 0 elevation height, right?
Yes.
That's not where our eyes are. Our eyes are not halfway in the ground.
But we're not talking about a human that's 6 feet tall. We're talking about a camera.
Wait, are you not trying to simulate what? Are you not trying to simulate what should happen on a flat Earth?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so then why are you not simulating it properly? Our eyes are not in the ground. Our eyes are above the ground by 6 feet if you're like me, or 5'4" if you're like you, a short king.
A short king. Okay, well, I mean, I guess sure, man. I don't know what to tell you then. What
so
up, Foil?
why not? Do you have an explanation as to why things fall?
Why things fall? I mean,
Yeah.
I have two explanations. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What are the explanations?
Things seek equilibrium based off of their density value. And
Okay.
the downward.
Which direction is equilibrium?
It depends what you're talking about. If you're talking about gas, your gravity doesn't affect gas; it goes in every direction. If you're talking
Sure,
about
it does.
specific object,
But that's a separate question. I mean,
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
asking
yeah.
is
Go
what
ahead,
determines
go ahead.
why like a bowling ball's equilibrium is down?
Yeah, because it's got more matter,
Why does that make it want to go down and not left?
not sideways.
Yeah.
I mean, I could give you a theory. I can't give you a prominent answer, just like you can give me your theory of gravity that you
Well,
can't.
but my thing can be tested, right? Can yours be tested?
Really? Yeah. Name me one experiment that you use gravity as your independent variable, Blitz.
Well, gravity is the thing that you're testing. It's not the independent variable. But yeah, the experiment. The experiment is called it's not a named experiment. It's a type of Cavendish experiment. The paper is called. I'm sorry. I was still talking. The paper is called Measurement of Gravitational Coupling Between Millimeter-Sized Masses. This was done 4 years ago.
Hey, in that experiment, are you measuring the actual force, or are you measuring the effects of gravity?
They're measuring the force.
Really? How did you measure the force?
Yeah, by measuring oscillations that depend on the force.
Yeah, that sounds like bullshit, Blitz, and you know it. What you did
I
was
mean,
you
I've read
measured
the paper. Have you read the
constant.
paper?
Yeah, so did you measure the speed of things fall in a vacuum, or what did you measure?
You can, but that's not what this experiment's about.
Cool. So how did you measure the gravity was the independent force?
Yeah, so they isolated from electromagnetism, they isolated from vibrations,
Really?
they isolated... Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
The experiment's really in depth. You should actually look at this, and rather
Yeah?
than just saying
How
"nuh-uh,"
does-
you should just actually look at the paper.
Yeah, I'm not saying
They did it in a vacuum. They did vibration isolation. They did they isolated away from piezoelectric effects. They isolated away from electrostatic effects. They isolated away from magnetic effects. They isolated away from seismic noise. They isolated away from magnetic coupling, or sorry, from mechanical couplings. They even isolated away. They even accounted for the Casimir forces.
Quick question.
That's how good this experiment was, and you're just gonna say no, couldn't be.
Watch this. No, I'm not. I'm way too educated to say no. So watch this, Blitz. Two things. One, you can't isolate shit from electrostatics, right? Everything's
Sure, you
electrostatic.
can. You absolutely can, and they did it in the
Faraday
experiment.
cage? Let me guess. Was it a Faraday cage? What did you use to isolate it?
No, they used an electrostatic shield.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. So how did you ground it?
It was literally grounded.
How do you ground it?
You connect it to a wire that's grounded.
Cool. So so let me ask you this: is the ground neutral?
It doesn't have to be. Everything just needs to be at the same electrostatic potential.
Cool. So it's not neutral, but it's grounded. You heard it from Dr. Blitz yourself, guys. It's grounded, but it's not.
There's no
neutral.
such thing as absolute neutral. You know that, right?
There's not.
No.
Cool. Then how did you isolate it from electrostatics?
Electrostatics is a force that
Thanks for
occurs
playing,
between
bro. You just
two charged objects, right?
You just said you can't ground something from electrostatics, but you also said you.
No, you
grounded
can
it from
isolate.
electrostatics.
You can isolate for electrostatics. There is no true neutral.
You
That's
can't
not a real
isolate
thing.
anything 100% from electrostatics. Blitz,
Yeah,
you know that, right?
I mean, they literally did it.
Really?
But
What's
yeah.
the atmosphere?
What they did it in a vacuum.
Yeah. So what's the? So let me ask you this: is something in the in a vacuum? In a vacuum, right?
Yeah, they did it in a vacuum.
All right, cool. How did this is the report, right? I'm assuming there's like numbers to this, right? A data
Yes.
report.
Yeah.
And you said what's it called?
It's called measurement of gravitational coupling between millimeter-sized masses.
Yeah. Who's the scientist that did that?
There's 4: Tobias Westphal, Hans Heppock,
Okay, yeah,
Jeremiah
yeah.
Pfaff, and Marcus Aspelmeyer.
All right, cool. So this guy grunt. So you're eliminating. You said you isolate electrostatics.
Isolating electrostatics, magnetism, atmospheric effects, vibration, seismic couplings, vibrational couplings, the Casimir effect.
But listen. How do you 100% isolate something from electrostatics? You know that's impossible.
They used an electrostatic shield, and then they measured the charges. You can
Blitz.
go read the paper yourself.
Blitz,
It's
you wanna
freely
put $1,000
available.
You want to put $1,000? You can't isolate something from electrostatics 100%.
Did I say 100%?
Well, if it's not 100%, how do you isolate that?
Well,
force?
so you can isolate it by like a factor of 1,000,000, which is what they did. Sorry, by a factor of 1,000, which is what they did. I misread a 10 to the 6 as 10 to the 3. They suppressed it by a factor of 1,000, and then they measured the charges and accounted for that in their data. In fact, you should just read this paper. It's a fairly easy read.
Yeah,
I imagine someone with your intellectual prowess would be able to understand it, no problem.
No.
Do you want to read it? You want to read it with me?
No, the problem is one, you're lying saying that you isolated something from electrostatics. It's impossible.
No, they did.
100%.
They did. Hold on, I never said it was 100%.
You said no. First, you said you isolated electrostatics, which you did.
Yeah, they
Now
did.
you're not saying it
They
wasn't
literally
isolated.
did.
Now it's only a little bit.
Sorry,
You said
I said that. So so they did isolate it from electrostatics by reducing by suppressing the electrostatic effects by 1,000 times.
Yeah. How did you suppress it?
By an electrostatic shield.
Yeah. How?
Yeah, you can go read the paper. It's freely available. They have diagrams and everything.
He said they have.
Yeah, they show you. They show you how they did it.
I mean, if you want to tell me that they isolate electrostatics, that's one thing, Blitz. But you can't tell me you did it, but only 1,000.
Wait, only 1,000? They suppressed it by a factor of 1,000. How is that not enough?
I mean, if it is, well, I'm just saying that's not totally isolation. That's not like a total isolation, dude.
No one ever said it was 100%. The point is
Well, if
that
it's not 100%, then
they suppressed it so much that they could then account for it in their measurements. Furthermore, we know how electrostatics behave. So all you have to do is measure the charges on the thing, and then you know what the force between them will be from electrostatics. And if you know what that force is, you can just subtract that off from the data that you get. And now you'll have a signal that is independent of the electrostatic force.
You know what? So watch this. I'm gonna give it to you just for argument's sake and your viewers, man. So let me ask you this. So now that you told me this, now if I were to tell you that you can generate a gravitational constant through electrostatics using Galilean electrodynamics, what would you say to that?
I've read that paper and it's nonsense. It's from MDPI,
There's-
right?
No,
That's
there's
the
not.
that's
There's
the publisher.
There's 4 different papers. Depends which one you're talking about.
Yeah, so the one I've read is from MDPI, and I worked it through, and there's actually the one that I've looked at anyway. There's like trivial errors in it. Like they get dimensional analysis wrong.
Yeah, well, you should look into the Morton F. Spears research.
Sorry, what's the name of the paper?
Morton F. Spears gravitational constant.
Can you spell that first name?
Morton, Mortan.
Morton Spears. How do you spell the last name?
Spears.
And then what's the name of the paper?
Gravitational solution for constant G.
Gravitational solution for what?
Gravitational solution for constant G.
All right, let's go look.
It should be with Iowa State.
An experimentally based theory of gravity. This one?
Is it with Morton F. Spears from Iowa State? Bro?
Yeah, it is. Is this published anywhere?
It got peer reviewed in 2024, and it should be. I don't remember top of my dome. I can look it up. I'm
looking for it. I only see something from 2010.
So it's.
Is that the one you're referring to?
It's there. Morton F. Spears is really hard to miss.
So I'm on his website. I don't see anything from 2024.
Well, it got peer reviewed in 2024.
I see something that was published in 2010. Let me see if I can find something from 2024.
Is it with Iowa State?
Yeah, it's with Iowa State.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that's the right paper. I don't know what the confusion is about.
Wait, are you referring to the website that was last updated in 2024?
Dude, it's literally on Iowa. It says Morton F. Spears gravitational solution. Excuse me, electrostatic solution for gravitational constant.
Yeah. It was published in 2010 in Galilean Electrodynamics, right? That was the name of the journal.
Reviewed in 2024.
It says 2010 on it. I'm looking at it right now.
That's it. Also got peer reviewed. Who gives a fuck, dude? But yeah.
Anyway, so by the way, the dude died in 2006. By the way.
So did Einstein.
No, he didn't. What? He didn't die in 2006.
No,
and he was an economist, so I'm going to be a little bit skeptical of this, I think you should probably be too.
Maybe you shouldn't cry about it and just look at the math, man.
I'm going to, but you should be a little bit skeptical of something that is not coming from a scientist, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this. So the paper, there's an introduction. Okay, he's just introducing some constants, fine. He's using some standard parameters. I'm looking at the paper right now. Actually, I can put it up and we can just go over it together if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. He uses Coulomb's constant to generate your big G.
Yeah, hold on one sec. We're gonna do this together, don't worry. Let me just put it up behind me. Is it this one? There we go. Right there. Okay, so can everybody see it?
No.
Oh, sorry. Can everybody see it now?
I can see it, man.
Sweet. Okay, let's do this. So, okay, so he's, there's an introduction. He talks about atoms. He introduces some constants. That's cool. By equating the resultant electrostatic force, F sub GE, to Newton's empirical gravity force between two electrons at the same separation, a new value of G, signified by GE, in MKS electrostatic units is defined. The resultant force and terms GE are calculated. Okay, so he's basically going to try to define a constant G that will allow him to match the gravitational force between two electrons. Okay, cool. So he does that.
One sec, Blitz. Real quick. Why you read that? And do your homework that you haven't done yet. Let me tell you this.
We're reading it together. Are we not reading it together?
Yeah, but let me tell you the formula he generates. So he goes instead of G over M1 M2 over R squared, he uses KF over M1 M2 R squared. And
it looks like he's using 1/2 KVR or KQV over R.
Yeah, well, that's in the first page. That's him starting to factor your MKS units into your gravity formula. That's it works just fine. He used uranium. I think he used hydrogen. He used 2 hydrogen atoms in I think uranium as well.
To try, the gravitational force between 2 hydrogen atoms has never been measured, right? So why is he using 2 hydrogen atoms instead of 2 macroscopic things?
You said why? You should read it, but
well, yeah, I was going to, but you don't want me to.
No, you can. I'm just not. It's a 22-page PDF. Right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, we can just skim this. It doesn't look like there's any actual serious mathematics here at all.
really?
Yeah,
Well,
really.
You're skipping literally every fucking page, so maybe that's why.
No, I'm skimming it, right?
This is him.
There's nothing more than algebra here, which
Really?
is not particularly serious mathematics. No.
Yeah. Do you know how to?
I don't even think he's done any calculus here at all.
Well, let me ask you this: do you know how to convert your gravitational constant through your Coulomb's constant? Do you know how to do that?
Well, they have different units, so there's no direct conversion. You can relate them for a given system. You can relate the gravitational force of electrons to the electrostatic force if you want, or for protons you can do the same. But yeah, I mean, like this is not novel. This is just algebra. This is literally algebra.
So what it is he uses MKS units, right, to replace your
units.
gravity.
Units don't solve gravity, right?
No,
you can
but that's
you
what
can study neutrally charged things. You know that, right?
So in other words, you're not gonna care about it. All right, that's cool, bro.
No. I mean, you just don't want me to read it on live, which is fine because you know I'll destroy it.
You literally haven't heard shit. You skipped every page.
Wait. Do you want? I'm happy to read it on live. Will you stick around and we can read it together?
I mean that's fine, man. You can't just skip everything and say it doesn't mean shit.
You told me not to read it.
I never said don't read it. All I was saying is I was gonna skip the part of getting your gravitational. I was gonna give you the formula that he was able to derive to get.
I don't care what the formula is. I care how he derived it, and then how he demonstrated that this is actually true. Presumably, he does that, right? Or does he just write down a formula?
If you're asking for an experiment, I think he died before he was able to do that. But the math.
Okay, wait. So hold on. So is this just a rearranging of symbols to try to get a formula that matches the gravitational effect on electrons? Is that all he's doing?
Yes.
Oh, then there's nothing here. This is not a theory of gravity, right?
I agree. It's not a theory of gravity. It's a theory of grading your gravitational constant through Coulomb's constant. That's
but it doesn't do anything, right?
It does do something.
No. The gravitational constant is not the important part. The important part of Newton's universal law of gravity is the relationship between mass, radius, or rather mass and distance, and the gravitational force. That's the important part. The constant is irrelevant.
Hey, Blitz, I'm gonna give it to you. Let's pretend gravity's real quick. If gravity's mass attracted to mass, or the bending work of time and space, or whatever, right? Which one are you gonna use right now?
I mean, they're both good models in different contexts. We can use whatever you want.
So which one? All right, cool. If it's mass attracted to mass, what is mass?
Mass is a measure of how much stuff something has.
The amount of matter inside it. Yeah. So let me ask you. So if what is matter made out of?
Protons, neutrons, electrons.
Cool. So if gravity even was real, right? All he's saying is that the attraction can be derived through Coulomb's constant.
His gravity can't explain the attraction on neutrons, for example. Things that have more neutrons shouldn't weigh more under his model.
Well, I mean, if you, all due respect, maybe actually take a look at it when you get off live or whatever. But he does go over your traction, the distance, the charge, the distance.
Does he talk about neutrons? Does he talk about neutral things? Neutron is not mentioned once in his paper. Sorry.
Go to the bottom.
It's not. I just did a Control F. It's not mentioned ever.
Bro, what? Bro, literally go. Bro, go put it back in the bottom.
I'm literally on it right now. Okay, he does talk about larger neutrally charged bodies, but he never mentions neutrons.
Well, I told you he was only using uranium and hydrogen.
So those can be neutrally charged. You know that, right?
I'm not denying that, dude. All I was saying.
Okay, so electrostatics can't affect neutrally charged things. You know that. You're aware of that, right?
Nothing's actually neutral though.
Neutrons are.
Yeah, neutrons don't stay neutral. You know that, right?
They are. They absolutely do. What are you talking about?
What happens when something's neutral? Does it A stay neutral or B take the charge?
Neutrons are definitionally neutral. They can't gain charge.
Really?
Yeah, really.
So if I have lead balls, are they neutral?
Sorry, one more time.
If I have lead balls, are they neutral?
Lead balls aren't neutrons. Do you know what a neutron is?
I do know what neutrons, but if I have a lead ball, is it in neutral state? Yes or no?
It can be. Depends on how you set it up.
So for the science experiment you were referencing, you used the Cavendish, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What did they use in the Cavendish?
They used gold.
Well, I don't know which Cavendish you're talking about, but that's not
the one that I was talking about earlier. They used gold.
Was gold? Yeah. So well, yeah. I haven't looked at that. I thought you were referencing the lead balls. But,
no.
Well, do you know the one I'm referencing or no?
You can do the Cavendish experiment with basically anything. which is how we know. Actually, in fact, the fact that you can do it with anything is how we know it's universal and not dependent on charge, by the way.
So for everything except gases, right?
No, it applies. Gravity works on gases. Why do you think that there's a pressure gradient?
So, yeah. So, question: if gravity works on gases, why is it that gases have no direction?
They do. Why do you think there's a pressure gradient?
So, if gases have direction, can you please show me where? Can you like look that up for me?
Yeah,
Put it on your
literally.
back frame.
Wait, have you ever been above sea level? The pressure
Yeah,
gradient changes in the vertical direction.
The pressure gradient changes based off of the gas's mass value.
How does mass affect pressure? Pressure is a force divided by an area. Mass. Sorry, pressure is force divided by area. Mass is kilograms.
Equally.
Is mass.
Equally.
So how is it that mass is going to cause a force?
Let me ask you, for gas pressure, Blitz, would it? The gas is equally distributed inside of its container, right? In every
No,
direction.
it's not. Even under your model, it's not. There's more gas closer to sea level. Even in your model, yeah.
What? So right now, if I have gas pressure, right, is the pressure going to be built every direction equally?
Is the pressure going to be built? I don't know what it means for pressure to be built.
If you have gas pressure, Blitz, is the pressure of the gas going to go in every direction?
The pressure at the top, depending on how big your container is, will be smaller than the pressure at the bottom.
I mean, it's a yes or no.
I just answered your question. If your container is sufficiently large, you will measure a different pressure at the top than you will at the bottom.
I understand it, but gas pressure itself is gas.
Yes, we're talking about gas pressure. If you have gas in a container, and it's like a tall container, you will measure a smaller pressure at the top than you will at the bottom.
Okay, so yeah, I know what a gradient is. So all I'm saying is that
so there's more pressure at the bottom than there is at the top.
So you wanna look it up for us? I mean, I'm not trying to go back and forth. He said, she said bullshit. So I mean, you can either look it up.
You don't think pressure gradient happens? Because that's all we're talking about here. There's more pressure at the top or at the bottom than there is at the top. That's all.
Yeah, I know what a pressure gradient is, but the claim I made was gas does not have a direction.
What do you think a gradient is?
A gradient is something that gets equalized based off its density value.
A gradient is a direction.
Based off its density value, not because of gravity, though. Your claim is.
Oh, well, that's a claim. Can you prove that?
Downward.
Can you prove that?
I mean,
that it's because of density and not because of gravity.
Yeah, man. So if I have a butane, hypothetically, I'm at a barbecue. We got a butane tank, right? There's going to be a pressure gradient inside of there. Yes or no?
Yeah, a small one.
Yeah, cool. So the bottom of the container is going to be a gas or liquid.
Oh, well, I don't know how butane works. I guess is it typically high enough pressure that it liquefies?
Yeah, it's a liquid, yeah. So,
okay, well then I guess it'll be liquid at the bottom, which will be higher pressure than, the gas at the top.
So, yeah, but the claim was that you said gravity affects gas, right? And
it does.
Two things. One, gravity is not gas pressure, the math formula for gas pressure for starters. Two,
hold on. Bernoulli's equation literally has gravity in it.
So gas pressure has gravity in it? So
Bernoulli's equation. Bernoulli's equation. Yeah.
Normal gas. So right now, look up gas pressure formula. Show me gravity.
Hold on, I'm talking about Bernoulli's equation, bro.
I'm not talking about Bernoulli's equation, dude.
That's how you calculate gas pressure in a fluid in a gravitational field. It's Bernoulli's equation.
Gas pressure does not have fucking gravity in it, Blitz, and you know that shit.
Sorry. Here's the formula. Let me pull it up. 1 sec.
Blitz, show me the formula for gas.
I'm showing it to you right now. This is the formula for gas pressure in a gravitational field. We're getting there. Don't worry. Here it is. Right here. See that? See that big old G? It's actually a little G.
Bro,
and see that P? P is pressure. G is gravity.
That's not gas pressure. That's not the gas pressure.
Wait, it literally is. It's literally the gas pressure in any fluid in a gravitational field.
That's not gas pressure formula, first of all.
It says in most flows of liquids and of gases. Why does it say of gases then? What do you think P refers to? P is the static pressure at the chosen point.
P over nRT over
that's
V.
That's the gas pressure not in a gravitational field.
Yeah, I'm not. Why the fuck would I be referring to a gravitational field?
Because The gas
No,
that we
you
the
make
gas that we live in
assurances,
is in a
bro.
gravitational field.
No, one, you're lying to your viewers, bro. Gravity's not in gas pressure. You lie like shit. First of all,
I
the
mean, I just showed
definition-
you the formula. It's called
the
Bernoulli's
definition
formula.
itself demands a container equally
No, it doesn't.
collided with the walls of it. Gas molecules colliding with the wall of their container. That's the definition of gas
no,
pressure.
that's not what gas pressure is. You can measure. You can measure gas pressure in the vacuum of
Oh.
space. It'll just be low.
Yeah, you want to look up the definition of gas pressure according to NASA?
I don't care what NASA says. This is my
Oh,
field. I know better than Google.
Oh my god! So now you know better than NASA and Google. Oh my
I mean, probably yeah. This is my field.
Really? This is your field?
Yeah.
Really?
I've literally taught this stuff to engineers. This is my field.
Really? So one,
Yep.
you don't know your field, right? There's no gravity in gas pressure.
Oh, I
You looked
do.
up specific gas, which was a fluid, which was not what the fuck I'm talking about.
Gas is a type of fluid. You know that, right?
Atmospheres. First, air is a fluid.
Yes.
Not all
gases are fluids. All gases are fluids. Yes.
Really?
Yes. A fluid is a liquid or a gas.
Is helium a fluid?
Sure. When it's in a liquid or gas state.
Really? So are we referring to a liquid state or a gas state?
Gas state generally. Liquid
So if
helium is
it's a
pretty
gas-
cold.
So name me the 3 stages of matter real quick.
There's not 3 states of matter.
Really?
Yeah. There's more.
So gas, liquid, solid.
You're missing plasma. You're missing Bose-Einstein condensates. You're missing
I'm not talking about
superconductors. You're
that.
missing superfluids. You're missing a lot.
So no, the fuck I'm not. There's literally only 3 stages of matter.
There's way more than 3.
Really?
Mhm.
Show me that right now. Look up real quick. How many stages of matter are there?
I literally made a video on this, but sure.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe I'll learn something. But even if you're right, gas cannot be a liquid. That's why it's in a state of a gas.
Nobody's
A
saying
liquid-
it's a liquid. It's a fluid. Oops, sorry,
But
that's
the
the wrong thing.
definition, the formula you just showed us for gravity was not for fucking gas. It was for a
Yeah,
liquid.
it literally said gas in the background. I could show it to you again.
It was
Here we go. By the way, it says that there are 4. 4 fundamental states of matter. Solid,
Yeah, you
liquid,
wanna
gas,
name-
and plasma. Oh, sorry.
I guess you were wrong about the other 5, right?
No, these are quote unquote fundamental. But there are we can go to Wikipedia where it'll say all of the different phases of matter. There are 4 classical states. Then there are non-classical states, glass, microphase separations. We have magnetically ordered states. We have superfluid states. We have superconductors. There's a lot of different states of matter.
Okay, so like I said, the fundamental matters.
The equation I showed you, by the way,
Gas,
was talking about gas, by the way. And I can pull that up again.
I literally gave you the formula for gas.
That's not the only formula for gas. That's a formula in a very, very
That's
simple
the
case.
formula I'm referring to for gas pressure. You can't
So,
have
so notice how this say "and of gases." Notice how it says gases there.
and of gases. That's not for
Yeah, yeah.
gases.
So it applies for flows of liquids
No, it
and
says
of
it applies-
gases.
No, it says it applies to most, not all.
In most flows of liquids
Yeah,
and of
most.
gases, yes.
How are you-
So
Okay,
this
cool. What
you're
about
you're
referring
right.
to most?
This formula doesn't apply in all situations, but it applies in the situation of our atmosphere because our atmosphere is a gas at low Mach number.
So in other words, you don't know what you're talking about, Blitz.
I
Gas
definitely
pressure
do.
does not
Have you even
have
heard of
gravity.
have you even heard of Bernoulli's equation before?
Bernoulli's equation. I mean, have I looked it up? No.
Have you even heard of it before?
No. Maybe.
Do you think that you're looking good here?
I mean, honestly, I don't think you're being honest with yourself.
I think that you're getting schooled by somebody who literally learned this stuff and then taught it to engineers who build bridges.
I mean, that's kind of subjective, isn't it?
No, it's not subjective. I literally taught it to engineers that built bridges.
Well, you used the
And you are
definition to say-
literally getting schooled because I'm talking
You
to you
used-
like I would talk to a high schooler. Maybe a middle
Blitz,
schooler.
you use the definition of most gas.
Yeah, the
in
Bernoulli's
liquids.
equation doesn't apply to highly compressible gases or gases at high Mach number, definitely.
But aren't
But
we
that's
in
not our
highly
atmosphere.
compressed- Aren't we? We're not. So the atmosphere is not highly compressed.
No, it's not highly compressible.
Really?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
I mean, the regime in which Bernoulli's equation holds is just more compressible than is required for the atmosphere to be applied, right? Or for the atmosphere for Bernoulli's equation to apply to the atmosphere. Like, it's just one of these cases where we can actually use this formula and make good predictions with it, right? In fact, if you take that formula and you plug it into your altitude and your you plug it into the altitude, you can actually just solve for the atmospheric pressure and you'll get the right answer. Like, genuinely, you will get the right answer. This is cruel. The guest has soiled. That's a little bit. Little true. Blitz is a mathematician, not a physicist. That's what the physicists say. But the mathematicians say I'm a physicist. So who can say? Physicists call me a mathematician. Mathematicians call me a physicist. I'm a mathematical physicist. That's the label.
All right, yo. So my bad. So yeah. So Blitz. I just looked it up. Does gravity affect gas pressure in all gases? It states even gases in a vacuum, gravity would be equally disturbed.
There are no gases in a vacuum? What?
I said if gases were in a vacuum.
How could they be in a vacuum? It wouldn't be a vacuum.
Well, you guys claim that there's gases exiting our atmosphere into the open infinite vacuum, correct?
It's not a perfect vacuum. That's the whole point.
Well, obviously it's not a perfect vacuum. I'm just saying if.
Okay, so you're just saying like a low pressure gas, which is what space is.
In general, yeah, in general.
Okay.
It says regardless of gravity, it's exerted it's exerted equally in every direction.
Whatever you read that from, it's wrong. Demonstrably so, because if you have a container,
This is the guy that's getting his shit from Wikipedia, but I'm wrong.
If you have a container, the pressure at the bottom will be higher than the pressure at the top, right? Which means that it's not equal in all directions. It will be close to equal in a small region where the gravitational gradient is not sufficiently big to have caused a big change. But over large scales, like, over tens of meters, in a gravitational field, it will not be equal. I'm sorry.
So you're
and you know this.
One second. You're appealing to Wikipedia. And
I was just pulling up the equation for you.
So
I was just pulling. Do you want me to pull up my lecture notes for you? Because I could do that too if you wanted.
I mean, if you, bro, shit. I mean, if you wanted to be tomorrow, I can show you my notes too, man. This is my burner account. I get my shit back.
No,
tomorrow.
I mean my lecture notes that I use to lecture to engineering students.
Yeah, I also lecture a lot of globe heads, dude. So I have my own notes too.
I don't think that you've ever lectured anybody.
Really? You must.
Well, I mean, you've talked to people certainly, but I don't think that you've ever lectured anybody. No.
Really? Well, one, you didn't know the distance for the horizon for one foot observer. Two,
yeah,
you think
I can't do that math in my head. I doubt you can.
You think gas pressure has if gravity affects its direction, which is not true.
Pressure isn't directional.
Gas pressure is not directional.
Yeah, pressure is not direct. Pressure is not a vector quantity. It's not directional. It changes with height.
So if I have gas pressure inside of a container, is it not equally disturbed in every direction?
Gas pressure doesn't have a direction. It's not a scalar.
Sorry,
it's not a vector. It's a scalar.
So is gas pressure one more time? Is it distributed equally in every direction of its container?
I don't know what you mean by distributed equally. If you measure it at different,
bro, why are you bullshitting right now?
Tartar. If you measure it at different places along a line, like along a horizontal line, you'll measure the same value, approximately anyway. And if you measure it at different altitudes, you'll measure different values. And he's Googling again.
No, I'm not Googling, bro. I'm waiting for someone to meet me at the beach. Bro, what Google? Yeah, I don't need a Google shit, bro. All I'm saying is the gas pressure is disturbed. Excuse me. At least I can refer to two things. I can give you a website I'm looking at, right? Which you're saying is wrong, which is cool. But I can also give you your own NASA website where it says.
All things considered, I actually expect that it's probably right and you're just reading it wrong. But that's neither here nor there.
No. I mean, you can look it up yourself if you want, man. I mean, if I can appeal to your own NASA lord, man, for gas pressure, the definition of gas pressure, then I don't know what to tell you.
Blitz, I mean, if NASA got it wrong, they got it wrong. I'm not here defending NASA. I'm here
Blitz,
telling you what I know about this field.
That fucking ignorant that you're gonna say NASA got your own.
They very well could have made a mistake. Absolutely.
So you want to look up the definition of gas pressure according to NASA?
Yeah, sure.
Let's just go over it. You know what I'm saying?
Gas pressure according to NASA. Let's see what they have to say. Let's go to dynamic pressure. Is it what website are you on, by the way? Like where on NASA?
I mean, I'm not on a website. So should I just go to Just look up gas pressure, NASA, and then it's literally the first one.
Okay, so gas pressure, not according to NASA. Gas pressure, NASA. Okay, I clicked on the first one. Okay, so pressure is a scalar quantity. Magnitude, no direction. That's the first thing that it says. Do you agree?
I mean, can you want to show everybody what it looks like too?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And Blitz, I never said a direction. I said it's equally distributed. Excuse me, equally distributed in everywhere.
Well,
literally
that I don't agree with. And if NASA is saying that, then they're wrong.
So
All
is
right,
that wrong
so
right there? 'Cause
so
it's literally
well,
showing-
I haven't read it yet. So pressure is a scalar quantity. Magnitude,
It's
no
cool.
direction. Great, I agree. An important
Yeah,
property of any gas is its pressure. We have some experience with gas pressure that we don't have with properties like viscosity and compressibility. Cool.
What does it say? No. You're skipping the best part right there, buddy.
Which
It
which
says
part?
It says pressure force acts perpendicular to an
The
enclosing.
force acts perpendicular to enclosing.
Yeah,
So
that-
forces are vectors. Pressure is not.
So the force would be from the gas pressure, correct?
Forces. Pressures
Yeah,
can
what would-
cause
what-
forces.
what-
Yes.
What would be the force acting in that?
What
that
would be
makes
the
it
force?
go perpendicular. Yeah, what's the force, Blitz?
It's the atoms bouncing off of each other.
Exactly, because it has no fucking direction, which is what I said. It's equally
What do you
distributed.
mean it? Wait, hold on. But it's not. It will be lower the higher up you go.
It's force over an area, and that force is
That is
equal
the
to
units, yeah.
area.
Except it's not. At higher elevations, the force is smaller.
So is that wrong?
This diagram, it doesn't say anything about them being equal.
Is the diagram wrong?
Well, the diagram's not saying anything about them being equal.
So is the definition of gas pressure literally not gas molecules exerting colliding with the wall of their container they're divided in? Is that incorrect?
That's a way that you can define gas pressure if you want, but you don't need a container to do so.
Well, all right. You know what? Fuck it, bro. I'm just gonna skip to the end, bro. According
Okay.
to the scientific, you know what? I tell the Globers this every single time I talk to them, dude.
Mhm,
You
I'm
guys
sure.
have your numbers and your math is cool, but it's only real on paper. Now, when it
No.
comes-
The whole business of physics is taking mathematics and checking that
let
it's
me ask
real in the real world.
Hey,
That's the whole
Dr.
business.
Blitz.
Yeah.
Dr. Blitz, yes, is it true or false? Can you create a vacuum without a container? Yes or no, Blitz?
On Earth?
Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, because there's air around us, so you would need to separate the air from the vacuum.
Cool. So
But you
cannot
can have it in
observe
space.
not
You can
the
absolutely
vacuum.
have it in space, and there's no container
Cool.
there.
So the problem with that, Dr. Blitz, right,
Actually,
is-
hold on. I'm sorry. That's actually not quite right. You
Oh.
could. Sorry, tartar sauce. You could, in principle, make a vacuum without a container using magnetism if you wanted to, using very strong
Magnetism.
very strong magnets. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying magnets is maintaining gas pressure.
Yeah, you can do magnetic confinement. Thank you for the vibrant stage, Hasselblad. I appreciate you, Josh.
So magnets you can use it right now. Magnets you can.
Well, I can't in my apartment, but like magnetic
No, not right
confinement
now.
is a real thing.
Not literally. I'm just saying. Can you create a gas pressure? Well, I mean, if you say
Yeah.
gas, that's
You
cool.
absolutely can. Magnetic confinement's a real thing.
All right, cool.
Thank-
So right now,
and for the flamingo groove, Josh, thank you. I appreciate you.
in the natural world, Blitz, is that what you observe?
You mean like out in nature, like in the forest?
Yes.
There are no
Yes.
magnetic confinement chambers in the forest. No.
Awesome. Is there a vacuum in the forest?
Generally not.
All right, awesome, Blitz. Now, if we go over the scientific method, which is something you guys always lack on, right? In order for
Oh, I
someone
know
to
where
be
this is going. This is gonna be funny.
Well, I mean, sure. I'm pretty sure Nathan taught you the scientific method. You didn't know shit about.
Oh
it
no,
last
I'm
time
sure
we
he
did
didn't.
it. No, he did. You didn't know what the independent variable was. But let me ask you this, Blitz. All right.
Yeah, sure.
What? First of all, this definition of science for anyone who's watching is someone that observes the natural world. So now, if we want
That's
to
not the
pretend,
definition of science.
Is it not someone who studies the natural world?
That might be a definition of a scientist, but that's not the definition of science.
So the definition of science or a scientist is someone who observes the natural world.
That's a
Blitz.
very loose definition, but no,
I
it's
mean-
not
I mean,
observes. No, that's
fine.
not the definition of scientist. In fact,
Really?
we can want to just look this up. Let's just look this up. According to Oxford Languages, the very first definition on Google is a person who is studying or has expert knowledge of one or more of the natural or physical sciences,
Thank you. Natural, right? So
or
so if we don't-
physical sciences, right?
That's fine. So if we don't observe this in
So,
natural,
so tell me, what do you think a natural science is or a physical science is?
well, I know what you're gonna say with the physical part, but all
Well,
I'm
what's
saying
an example of a natural science? Can you tell me?
Well, Blitz. Blitz. I'm not even.
Can you tell me what a natural science is, please?
Everything you guys believe in, it's not.
Can you tell me what a natural science is, please? Can you give me an example?
Something that's happening naturally.
No, a natural science. What's an example of a natural science?
An example of a natural science.
Yeah. What is one of the natural sciences?
I have no. I mean, I could name you like.
You don't even know what that word means, and you're trying to debate me on the definition of a scientist? Are you fucking brain dead?
You're saying natural scientist? What's the definition of
I'm
that,
asking. I'm asking you for an example of a natural science.
Dude, what the hell? I have no idea.
You don't know what a natural science is? Do you speak English? Is English your first language?
I mean, I'm assuming it's just a branch of science that's natural. Like,
give me an example of a natural science. It's so easy. Name one.
Paleontology.
Paleontology. Yeah, they're actually. Well, I think that counts as a natural science. Biology would have been a good guess. Physics would have been a good guess. Chemistry, great guess.
Well, I mean,
wait, did you say?
I know.
Did you say Scientology?
No, I said plantology.
Plantology is not a science.
That is a science. You can
Plantology?
Yeah, you want to look it up?
Yeah, hold on. I'm happy to be wrong about this, but plantology, I don't think that's a science. Plantology is not a science. It's the name of a podcast. You're thinking of botany.
No, I think no. What the fuck? I'm not looking. No, it is a branch of science. It's not a podcast.
It's literally a podcast. It's not a branch of science.
Plantology is not a podcast, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
Are you talking about paleontology?
No, paleontology is a different branch. Here, I'll look it up.
Plantology is a brand. It is a book. It is a podcast. This is the smartest flat earther, by the way, y'all. Oh my god. By the way, y'all, if you want to support the live, if you like what you're seeing, consider supporting it. There's like a Cash App in the link tree in my bio. You can join a Discord. There's cool stuff there. Tartar sauce, you back?
So Blitz, do me a quick favor, man. Can you share your screen, bro? Because I know you're lying like shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna share my whole screen, but yeah, I'll show you my screen.
Yeah, well, I studied this in high school, so you're lying like shit. First of all,
you studied this you studied plantology in high school? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, I was in
plantology, y'all.
Look up. Let me see how you spell it first of all. Cool. Now look up. Add science to that.
Okay.
It's literally right there in the first place, and he literally just skipped.
It's called botany, not plantology. You dipshit. It's not a real word.
Blitz.
Why does it say botany and not plantology?
I literally have it on my Google
you
right
dumb
now.
Fuck.
Blitz. You know what? It's cool. Watch this. I'm gonna join your live tomorrow. I'm gonna show you that's a real word, right? And you're incompetent. Your incredulity is strong right now. Right?
This isn't incredulity. You're just being an idiot.
No,
you said plantology is real. I looked it up, and it's linked to botany.
Put it back on your big screen real quick, Blitz.
I just closed it. Okay, one sec.
No, one sec. Press the back arrow real quick.
I'm reopening it. Don't worry.
Literally the study of plants. I don't know why we're arguing semantics, but you're going to.
It's called botany. Nowhere does it say plantology on this website.
Yeah, I know what botany is, bro. But do me a favor. Go back real quick. Yeah. Do you want to scroll down a little bit and press the real quick? Press the go up, Blitz. People also ask, what is plantology? What is that? Science?
Plantology. Let's see. I've never heard of this. If I'm wrong about this, I'll take back everything I said. But let's go see what this website says. Abroad education overseas. Okay. They say advanced MSc plantology. This is about gardens.
Yeah,
okay.
get shit on, bro.
What is plantology? Do they actually define it?
Yeah, it's a
plantologists are scientists who specialize in the study of plants and their interactions with the environment.
Oh my god, really? Like
that's crazy. Why doesn't anyone else call it this?
Because there's different names for different things. There's not just one word for physics.
What? No, there is. It's called physics.
There's different I know, but there's different
branches. Wait, is this website AI?
You said, is this website? Dude, that's even the website I'm looking at.
What website are you looking at? What website are you looking at? Oh, where'd he go?
I mean, there's a couple websites. I don't know.
Let's go take a look at this website. Let's go take a look at this website. Are they like actually like legit? I see what's happening.
Well,
So
it is a
hold
study,
on.
though.
So
It is a
Tartar, I'm
study.
sorry. Is English your first language? Is English your first language? Because if it's not, I can see the confusion. Like absolutely, I can imagine that like somebody who speaks like Hindi as their first language might call it plantology if they don't know English very well.
So first of all, it is a real study. It literally says the study of
This
plants
this
going
isn't.
through the growth
So
cycles.
is this the only website that says this?
No, that's not even the website I was referring to, dude.
What website are you referring to? Because I don't see plantology anywhere else. I see botany. I see lots of botany. I don't see plantology anywhere. Wait, actually, that's a good question. I wonder if we can get a degree in plantology. I'm seeing lots of botany. Lots of botany. Ah, plantology science degree. So plant science courses. Biology of plants.
I can Google it for
plant
you, man.
science degree. Biological science, plant science.
I'm not trying to argue with semantics, man. You said plantology is not a word. You're dumb as fuck, and you laughed about it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a word. I
No, it
found
is a
one
word.
website that uses it.
No, you're
But
incredulity.
I haven't
You went
found
straight
it
to ad
anywhere
hominem.
else. Have you found it
You
anywhere
went
else?
straight to ad hominems, bro. I mean, I understand you got like, you know.
I
a little
mean,
bit of
you are looking kind of like an idiot that you didn't know that it's called botany.
Says the guy that didn't think.
Also, to be
plantology was a
clear,
word.
it's
I
not
thought
ad hominem if I'm just calling you stupid. It's only an ad hominem if I'm calling you stupid instead of attacking your argument. I called you stupid after I showed that your argument is dog shit.
No, you called me stupid after you didn't look for the actual definition. Just went straight to
I
laughing.
did. We did. It's a plant science is called botany, right?
So,
Is
plantology
plantology is plantology like? Do you have a dictionary in hand that we could look at? That we could
Yeah,
look to see if
real
plantology is
quick,
in there?
go to dictionary.com real quick.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Dictionary.com.
Guys, look at this. He's rather debate about plantology semantics than
I mean, hey,
actually curvature.
this is so embarrassing for you, dude. This is so embarrassing for you. My dude.
Oof. So plantology is not a word?
Apparently, you told me to go to dictionary.com. I looked up
I
plantology.
would assume- I mean,
No
I would
results
assume
found
it's a
for
word.
plantology. This is getting fucking clipped. This is amazing. I actually expected it to be in here because often you have like really like underused words in dictionaries, but like it's not even in dictionary.com. In fact, if you type in
we can. Hey, look. Can we move on? I can when I get my comeback tomorrow.
you
I
can
show
move
you
on when you admit
Don't
defeat that
practice, Lord.
plantology is not a science.
Plantology is a science. Look up plantology science, and you'll literally see plantology.
I already
on
did.
there.
We've already done this. We've done this
you
already.
You already seen it though. I don't know what the
We
problem
already did
is.
this. It's literally not a word.
Okay, that's funny, I guess.
It is funny. It's like actually really funny.
I mean, that's okay. When I show you tomorrow, if you let me in, are you gonna be live tomorrow?
I don't do debate lives on Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
Oh, why is that, man?
I do different things on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. On Tuesdays I do peer review, and on Wednesdays I do Ask a Physicist.
Okay, cool. So you're not gonna look it up, cool.
I already looked it up. We've already been over this. I looked it up on dictionary.com like you told me to, and it said definition word not found.
I did one quick search, dude, and I got 4 different answers on Google AI, and I got 4 different websites.
Wait, you're using Google AI? You're not actually even using Google?
Well, what does Google AI use? Doesn't it use the most prominent?
No, it can make shit up. But like, look, you literally told me to look it up on dictionary.com, and it said no results found.
I mean, I didn't deny that.
So it's not a word. It's just not a word.
Or maybe it's not a word in there, but it's a scientific word.
That's why I don't even think it's a word in Merriam-Webster. Well, you can go to Merriam-Webster if you want. That's a famous dictionary. Should we look up Merriam-Webster plantology?
I mean, there's 5 different dictionaries, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Plantology also doesn't exist on Merriam-Webster. Do you want to go to Oxford, the Oxford Dictionary? You can go there. Oxford, oh no, not Oxford Learner's Dictionary. It won't be in there because it's not very sophisticated. Let's check plantology in Oxford. Nope, also not on Oxford. It's not in any of the dictionaries, bro. It's not a
One
word.
second.
It's
I'm gonna
botany.
look
It's
up. One
called
second.
botany.
So I know what botany is, but there's also a word you can also call it plantology. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna give you
Not
what
according
website.
to Merriam-Webster or Dictionary.com or the Oxford English Dictionary.
All right, cool. I'm gonna give it to you. 1 second. 1 second. Give me 3 seconds. Watch.
Okay. Anyway, y'all, you guys should, if you enjoy seeing me put up with this, you should absolutely support the live.
So plantology, right? Or another root word would be plantologist, right?
Yeah, where are you reading? Where are you reading this? Yeah. So I can go read it myself. Where are you reading this?
Vocabulary.com.
Okay, let's go to vocabulary.com.
Or ACEoverseas.com.
That's the one that we were just looking at. That's the one place that I was able to find it. Look up a word. I just looked. Okay, hold on. Are you bullshitting me? Or are you just trying to gaslight me? Am I being gaslit, y'all? Is this gaslighting? Because I literally just looked up. I'm on vocabulary.com. You can see it there. Look up word. Plantology. We couldn't find any matches for plantology in the dictionary. Are you gaslighting me? Is this some sick joke?
No, that is the right website. I'm looking at it right now.
Well, then why doesn't it show plantology? Why does it say we couldn't find any matches for it?
Dude, I'm dead ass on the website. You know what? I mean, if
Did
you
you
wanna have
spell
a
it
guess-
wrong? Are you putting in paleontology?
No, what the hell? If you
So
want,
then,
I mean,
okay.
give me a. Hey, do
So,
you have a
hold
backup
on.
number or something
Hold
I
on.
can send it to? Since you want to, act like I'm fucking
Hold on.
delusional or something.
What? Okay. Is this what you're seeing on your website? On the website?
No, I'm seeing the
Okay.
actual word plantology.
Okay. So do you think that I'm lying to you? You think I'm I
no.
fabricated a website?
I mean, no, but if you think I'm lying, that's cool too. I mean, I can show you another day, or have somebody send me a number. I can text it to them.
Why
if-
don't you
if
just
I'm
why
so
don't you just turn your screen on, turn your camera on, point it at your screen?
I can't. This is a burner account, dog. Do you think I would have
Bummer.
been waiting this long? Do you think I would have waited this long if I can tell you I'm not fucking delusional?
Yeah, I guess. It just seems like you're lying, dude.
Here, how about this? How about you look up what is the science of plantology, and let's see if you get anything out of
Okay.
that, man.
What is the science of plantology? Botany. Oh, we got a Quora question. Let's go look at Quora.
Bro, Quora is lame. You can put anything on Quora. I mean, even
Okay,
if it helps
you're
you-
right. Quora is lame. Let's not use it. What is the science of plantology? Why I'm not getting anything?
How about you show us your actual screen, not the side of your screen, big dog?
Oh, sorry. I thought it. My bad. 1 sec. There we go.
Come on now, let's not. But botany is also called the plant science, the branch of natural science. Biology studies plant species, anatomy, taxonomy, and ecology.
Doesn't say it doesn't say plantology anywhere.
So it says it. So it says people also ask what is plantology, but it's not
Yeah.
a word, I guess.
And that links to the that links to the one website where that word is. And I think
Alright,
that
so what
website I think that website was originally written in Hindi and it was translated.
Hindi?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that's fine. I'm glad you wasted 30 minutes arguing about fucking plantology.
You fucking started it.
I'm not the one. You're the one who's crying about it. But whatever, I guess.
I'm clipping this. This is gonna be so good. This is such free content.
I mean, you can clip it, bro. But not once have you proved curvature in this entire debate, man.
You don't know
Like,
what a
that's what-
natural science is. You couldn't name a single natural science.
Well, I mean, I know what a natural science is. I just
No, you don't, because you don't know. You couldn't name a single one.
It's everything. Every branch of science that's natural.
You didn't know that until I told you.
I already bullshit. I literally. Oh, whatever, dog. I don't even give a fuck. Okay, dude, that's cool. Do you have any actual evidence of curvature though, or do you have any actual evidence that we can demonstrate on, like, you know?
Yeah. I gave you a name of a study where it demonstrates that gravity is real. I can show you a actual demonstration of curvature with the Minos experiment that angles its particle beam downward so that they can connect across a distant distance, which is like 460 miles or so. They have to angle downward at 3 degrees so that they can connect. How would that work on a flat Earth? Who knows? On a globe Earth, they're just going straight towards each other.
Really?
I can show you that if you want.
Yeah, what kind of beam was it, man?
Neutrinos.
Neutrinos? Isn't
Yep.
neutrinos? I mean, I guess. Yeah, you guys shot a neutrino and it curved down for both
No,
sides.
it doesn't curve. Neutrinos don't curve. That's the point. They go straight.
So it's-
and so they had to angle it down to hit the detector.
So they angled it down, and they were both angled down, and they met each other in the middle.
No. There's a detector on one end and a beam on the other, and they angle the beam down towards the detector. And the detector is 460 miles away or so. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. I'll show you the diagram.
What was the height of that?
They were both underground.
Underground?
Yep.
Well, if you're angling down, I'm assuming you have a higher elevation on one of them than the other. That's kind of weird.
So they angled down at 3 degrees and over 460 miles. I think one was 700 something feet below the Earth, and the other one was like 400 feet below the Earth or something like that. But at over 760 miles at 3 degrees, if the Earth were flat, it would miss by like miles.
Not miles. That's not.
It
true.
would. We can do the math for it if you want.
Well. Let me ask you this: Can you use the same reference point for an airplane, real quick?
From an airplane? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, because you're claiming that something's getting shot at an angle, right?
The neutrinos are being shot at an angle. Yeah.
Yeah, and it matches your curvature, right? Correct.
Yeah. Well, they had to do that at an angle so that they could hit their target.
Right. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'll believe it for this argument's sake. But can we also use this? And it's analogous to an airplane because airplanes
it's not really analogous to an airplane at all.
Do airplanes not also follow the curvature of the Earth or no?
Oh, sure they do, but they're not. They're not traveling in a straight line. They're curving over the surface of the Earth.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Do you know how many degrees?
Hold on. Sorry, we're not. So are you granting that the neutrinos are angled down to hit the target in Sudan?
Well, I can't say you're wrong because I never looked into it. I'll be disingenuous.
Okay, let me show you. I have it right here. It's right here. This is the engineering document for the experiment. See, minus detectors technical design report. We can just go look. Let me see if I can find the diagram again. Here's the diagram. Exaggerated for the viewer's purpose, but they start the neutrino beam in Fermilab, then they end it in Sudan, and I mean this is exaggerated, of course, but the point is that they can't shoot it straight from Fermilab. They have to angle it down into the Earth so that it comes back up in Sudan, in Minnesota.
And what was the distance you said? How many miles again?
730 kilometers. So that's like 460 miles or something like that.
1 second. 460 miles.
Yeah. So if you want to compute how long it would angle down, scroll your screen. Oh, should I scroll my screen? Why should I scroll my screen?
1 second. What was the height of that?
We can go look at the depth.
Yeah, I need the height and the distance.
Okay, so the Minos detector is 710 meters below ground level. How deep is the beam line? We just need to find that. It says 290 meters from the decay pipe, but we want better than that. Depth. Let's just find depth. Hold on. Hold on, I need to find that number in here. I know it's somewhere in here, but it might not be written in terms of depth. If you want, for the sake of argument, you can just say it's at surface level. Should be fine.
I need
that'll help you.
I need a height.
Well, it's underground, right?
It doesn't matter if it's underground. I need a height.
A height of what?
Okay, so because it's underground, the height doesn't matter. That's the dumbest shit I've
No.
ever heard.
So you can assume it's at the surface. Assuming it's assuming at the surface is the best case scenario for you.
I will do the math, even if
okay.
it's on the surface.
Assume it's at the surface. Assume it's at the surface at exactly 0 altitude.
0 altitude.
Yeah. Just
cool. So
and
zero,
then it's shot down, and then it's shot down at 3 degrees.
So I'm gonna put it in a curvature calculator. I'm gonna see how much the distance per your drop should be, right?
So it's 57 milliradians. So we can just do this math ourselves. 57 milliradians over 730 kilometers, right? 0.057. We want the sine of 0.057 times 730. We will evaluate that. 41 kilometers.
Your drop should be okay. All right, 1 second.
Actually, we
Alright, 1
probably
second.
want we actually. I mean,
no,
we should probably use the
no,
tangent,
don't-
but that's fine.
No. Well,
But I
I'm
mean, the
about to
sign and the
put-
tangent are close at small angles, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm going to look up how much drop there should have been from your target height over your distance. All right. So 1 second.
You don't have to look anything up. It's trigonometry. You just take the tangent of the angle and you multiply it by the distance.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get two different answers. You know that, right? Depending on which.
The
calculator
tangent
you
of the
use.
angle times the tangent of the angle times the distance is the height, or is the drop at an angle of 57 milliradians at an angle down at 57 milliradians. The distance
3 degrees, right?
3 degrees is 57 milliradians, or
Yeah,
the actual angle is 57 milliradians. It's approximately 3 degrees.
So if it's 3 degrees, how is it 57?
57 milliradians. Do you know what a milliradian is?
No, I'm gonna just give it to you. Fuck it, I'll just give it to you. Who cares?
Okay, so then the Earth is a sphere. I'm glad we agree.
No, I'm about to do it myself. Right, 1 second.
Okay, yeah, take the tangent of 3 degrees if you want, and then multiply it by 730 kilometers, and you'll get the height drop over that angle. That's how you compute it. It's like 3.2 degrees or something like that. What math are you using, by the way? I'd love to hear it. Well, no, okay, so in principle, if the Earth were flat and the beam line was at an altitude of 0, and the target was 780 or so meters underground, there is some angle that you would have to angle down to hit it. But that angle would be much, much less than 3 degrees. Anyway, y'all, this has been great. I'm loving it.
Alright,
Oh,
cool.
welcome back.
So I got your drop for you real quick, man.
Yeah, okay. What formula did you use?
I got 2,167.
What formula did you use? I'm sorry?
Yeah, man. I'll run you the math. 1 second.
Yeah. What was the formula? Yeah, a unit circle would help. I agree.
So you said for the height you said 3 degrees, right?
Yeah, it's angled down at 3 degrees. Yep.
Yep, cool. And then the distance you said was 57.
No, the distance is 760 kilometers.
What didn't you give me another
Sorry,
you said
730 kilometers. The angle is 57 milliradians.
Okay.
The distance is 730 kilometers. I swear to God, if you're typing this into ChatGPT, I'm gonna make fun of you so hard.
You said if I'm typing it into ChatGPT?
Yeah, to do the math for you.
What's wrong with ChatGPT? And yeah, I am.
Well, it's
doing
not a
that.
calculator, and I already told you how to do the math.
I don't give a fuck what you said, bro. I'm going.
So are you just using? Wait, bro's using ChatGPT to do math? Oh.
Hey, real quick, man. Is that wrong? Am I wrong for doing that?
Yes, ChatGPT is not a calculator.
Really?
It
So
doesn't.
is it incorrect?
It will make mathematical errors. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So if I put in exact numbers that you told me to put in, it's gonna be wrong.
Well, it might be. I don't like. Sometimes it gets the answer right.
Do
Sometimes it doesn't.
Do you wanna put it in ChatGPT yourself?
Sure, I guess. But I just did the math like by hand. I just did the math by hand. Yeah.
2,137 feet drop.
2001 with 7. Okay, yeah. Let's. What should I ask ChatGPT?
My bad. I lied. It's 2,167.
2,167. What?
That's the drop over that distance. At
What are the units? What are the units?
What do you mean? What are you?
2,167 what? Feet? Miles? Meters? Light years?
Feet.
Plantology.
Feet. I mean, and that's a word, bro. You're gonna look dumb as fuck tomorrow when I show you. I mean,
Okay, I'm
I
sure.
can post and tag you. Here, I'll tag you if you want.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
There's
So
literally a book called Plantology, dude.
So
What the
yeah.
hell
I
is
told you.
that?
I told you. There's a book called Plantology. There's a podcast called Plantology.
No, there's books about
So-
plantology.
so
Plantologist is a word.
If
Oh my God.
ChatGPT gave you a number that's different from 730 kilometers times the tangent of 57 milliradians, it's wrong.
So if you were to convert your equation to feet, what's your drop?
I can convert it to feet for you really quick. So 41 kilometers is, we want to multiply that by 1,000 to get it to meters. We want to multiply that by roughly 3.3 to get it to feet. 137,000 feet under the ground is how much it should be underground if the Earth is flat.
Well, you told me to use the reference point of at the surface, so but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
So
Okay,
if it
no,
starts on the
I'll give it
surface,
to you. I'll give it to you. I don't give a shit.
it
I'll give it
starts
to
on
you.
the
Who cares?
surface. It goes down at a roughly 3-degree angle for 730 kilometers. It will end up 137,000 feet below the Earth if the Earth is flat.
Cool. So the drop. So you're telling me, and this is proving your curvature.
Yeah, because they have to point down to hit their target, and if they pointed down at that angle on a flat Earth, they would miss their target by 137,000 feet is how much they would miss their target by.
I mean, I don't know what it's. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. ChatGPT doesn't give me that answer. It gave me
ChatGPT's wrong.
2,067 feet.
Hold on. Let me show you something. Let's see if it actually can do math.
I mean, I'm not. Maybe I wrote it wrong. I don't tell you. I don't know.
You probably did, but let's just see if it can do math. I don't actually know how. Wait, what did you actually type into ChatGPT? I'm curious.
Let's see it. Let's see it, Blitz.
Well, I don't know what you typed into. I'm just asking it a multiplication question because I'm not sure if it can even do multiplication.
ChatGPT can analyze pictures and do math, dude.
Oh,
And
this is
video.
embarrassing. This is gonna be embarrassing for you.
And video, just say no. I mean, maybe.
Oh, sorry. 1 sec. I may have typed this in wrong. 124666783 times 190837.
By the way, like I know you think you look smart, but you got a whole script, dude. Just so you know.
I'm literally not using a script. We're doing this live. All right, let me show you this, y'all.
So you 1 second. So you memorized this entire PDF, right? Or did you have to look at it?
It's a PDF that I put together.
That you made that PDF.
No. That thing that I showed you is not a PDF that I made. It's a technical document for an experiment. Where is? Oh, there we go. Okay. So take a look at this. This is really funny. So I asked it, what is 1,246,783 times 190,837?
Bro, what
right?
the fuck? Hold on, bro. That is not what you told me to ask ChatGPT.
No, I know. We're just checking if it can, we're just checking if it can do math, right? We're just checking if it can do math, right? Right? Because that's important. If we're gonna use it as a source, it better be accurate, right? So I'm gonna show you the calculator that I just calculated. Do those numbers look the same to you?
1, 2, 4, 6. Honestly, I can't really read the one you put in. It's 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 3 times. There you go. 1908, 37. And then what'd you get? 23,237,932. Over. Well, I got your.
Why are the numbers different? Why did ChatGPT get the wrong answer?
Let me see here. 2 over 7 times. Please. Do me a favor. Can you read me those numbers one more time? Like
Okay.
like 5
The numbers are. I mean, you can see them here, right? Surely you can see them.
I can't, bro. I can't multitask on TikTok, dude. Just read it to me in 5 seconds.
Well, wait. Do you not believe the calculator that I just pulled up?
Just read it for me real quick, man. 2 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay. So the numbers that you want to multiply are 1,246,783. And the other number is 190,837. Did I get a digit wrong? No, I didn't get a digit wrong. I'm looking at it right now. I mistyped it on the right. I'm talking about right here. On the right, yeah, this was an error over here, but it's right. It's correct here. Not over here. Over here. 1,246,783. 190,837.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. I just got a whole different fucking answer, bro, on my normal calculator too. So I don't know. Someone's cooked, dog. Is it you, ChatGPT?
Yep, you're right. Somebody's cooked.
Yeah, I mean, even
I
if it's,
agree. I agree. Somebody's cooked. You're
you gotta
right.
put it in your phone. Let's see what your phone says. Do you
What
have
my
an extra
phone
phone?
says?
Yeah, put it in your phone. Let's see what your phone says.
I literally just closed out of the calculator app.
Dude, I just want to verify this, dude. 'Cause if, I mean, if it's
We
wrong,
literally
that's
did. Okay, repeat the numbers for me, please. Wait, do you not believe the calculator app on my computer?
I mean, I don't know what to believe now. I mean, if ChatGPT is wrong, and
Yes, ChatGPT is not a calculator. It predicts words. It doesn't do math. It doesn't know how to do math.
I mean, I broke down Coulomb's constant just fine with it, but I
It
guess
doesn't know how to do math. It will lie to you about shit. It's not a calculator.
I mean, I guess I'd give that to you then. I don't know what to tell you. I guess
Use an actual calculator to do math. Okay, here's what you should do. You have a calculator app on your phone? I will dictate to you what to do, okay?
I just did that. Yeah.
Okay, go to the calculator. Press the tangent button, okay? Actually, depending on what your calculator app is, you'll have to type in 0.057 and then press the tangent button, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now multiply that by 730.
All right.
You should get 41 or 42 or something like that, right?
About 41 point.
Okay, that is the number in kilometers that the beam is below the ground.
Well, it's 41.67, but
So 41.67 kilometers below the ground is where the beam ends up after 730 kilometers.
I mean, if according to your globe math, that would have guessed.
That's not
Yeah,
globe
sure.
math. That's flat math. It's called trigonometry.
No, that's you. No, you're claiming that this is evidence of curvature. Is that not what you're saying?
Yes, because it debunks the globe.
It debunks the globe. Well,
Sorry. Wow, clip me. It debunks the flat Earth. Clipped and shipped. Yeah, it debunks the flat Earth. The point is if it were flat, it would end up 41.67 kilometers below the ground, right?
So, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. So, I mean, I can't really say that's you're wrong. I gotta look into that. But
You should. This is a real experiment that really operates. And if they were angling it down to the ground at 3 degrees, and they were hitting their target, something's wrong with the flat Earth.
So let me ask you this. So if we can that's cool and all right, but let's use something bigger for reference, right?
Bigger than 730 kilometers as a base length?
No. Bigger for as far as like let's do some math real quick for that's why I was asking you about an airplane, because if you're talking about drop over distance that debunks flat Earth, matches globe. Let's talk about the drop of an airplane long distance that matches flat Earth.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's only fair, right?
How does it match flat Earth?
All right, cool. So an average airplane goes what? Let's say 500 miles per hour.
Sure.
Or all right. The one I'm referencing is 536 miles per hour exactly.
Sure.
So if an airplane's going 536 miles per hour, you want to use 8 inches per mile square real quick? That's cool, whatever. Right?
No, I don't want to use that, but that's fine.
I mean, can we use that?
I guess if you want, sure.
Cool.
Why not use 1 degree every 69 miles? That's probably better.
Because we could.
That's like actually correct, right?
I mean, this is correct as well. It's accurate for up to 1,000 miles, but so we're gonna use 500
no, I mean
miles
the reason why you use if we're talking about angles.
Yeah,
I
know what a parabola is. I know what a parabola is. I'm just saying the parabola.
We're not talking about parabolas. We're talking about angles.
8 inches per mile squared is a parabola, sweet cheeks. What I'm saying
8 inches per mile squared is a number. It's not a parabola.
It creates a parabola. What I'm saying is this.
If you use that as the coefficient of say x squared or something, and then if you do like y equals 8 inches per mile squared times x squared, then yeah, it produces a parabola. 8 inches per mile squared is not a parabola. It's a number.
Dr. Blitz, does 8 inches per mile squared create a parabola? Yes or no?
No, it's a number. If you use that as the coefficient in a function, it will give you a parabola. If that function is a parabola.
But it doesn't. It's only a parabola once you reach a certain distance. You know that, right?
No, it's not a parabola. It's not only a parabola once it
becomes a parabola. Holy
Do you know what a parabola is? Can you tell me what a parabola is?
Yes, I know what the fuck a parabola is.
Okay, tell me, what's a parabola? What's a parabola?
Short distance.
What's a parabola? Can you tell me what a parabola is, please?
Bro, can I allowed to use it or not, dude?
I would prefer you use 1 mile or 1 degree per 69 miles. Can you tell me what a parabola is?
Yeah, I know what a parabola is, so you're not gonna let
Can
me
you tell
do
me
it?
what it is? Can you tell me what it is?
So that's so you're not gonna let me do it. You want me to answer you what's a parabola?
Yeah, and then if you can answer me what's a parabola, I'll let you do it. How about that?
Yeah, it's a curve created from a measurement.
What kind of curve?
An arc.
There's a specific description of the arc, right? What is it?
I mean, you would use a graph and it would create a parabolic.
Is it just any curve?
It's a parabolic.
What? Okay, that's just calling it what it is. What is it? What is a parabola? What's the definition of a parabola?
I literally just said it.
It's not just any curve. It's not just a curve, right?
No, I said it's a curve from a parabolic equation.
What's a parabolic equation?
Something that you use to generate, or something you would get measuring the tangent drop of a spheroid.
No, that's not it at all.
Well, it doesn't have to be a spheroid, but you would get one on a spheroid to get a tangent drop.
No, you wouldn't. There's a bunch of steps in between that you're missing, but that's also not at all what a parabola is,
So hold on,
or a
hold on.
parabolic
Are you telling
equation.
me, one second. Are you telling me a parabola? So you're telling me 8 inches per mile squared wouldn't create a parabola measuring the speed
Again,
of-
8 inches per mile squared is a number.
So one second. If I use trig right now, if I use the Pythagorean theory, if I put the radius value at 3673, right, 3,673 is your radius value, right?
Mhm.
And I put in the Earth curvature calculator, it's gonna use 8 inches per mile squared as a reference point to your radius.
No, it's
And
not
then-
just using a number. It's using a formula. 8 inches per mile squared is not a number. Is a number,
It's
not
a-
a formula.
Yes,
8
and that
inches per
number-
mile squared will show up in
that
the
number
formula.
generates a parabolic arc, which is what you use to measure the tangent
I don't.
drop of
A number
sphere.
doesn't generate anything. It's just a number.
It converts it to the drop of a sphere. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I don't-
Oh
I-
my!
I think that you're a little
let's-
bit too incompetent to be having this conversation. I think that you should go take algebra 1, maybe algebra 2, and then maybe pre-calculus. That would definitely
Dr.
help.
Dr. Blitz, look up earthcurvaturecalculator.com right now, man.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but show me real quick.
I mean, you don't. Earth
Yeah,
curvature
that's cool.
calculator.
That's cool. Let's pull it up real quick.
Okay, here I have it.
I mean, this guy's
maybe
crying-
I'm wildly wrong. Maybe a number is a function actually. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull it up. Did I type? Oh, I typed it into Brave. I'm sorry. Brave. Here we go.
You got a lot of cheerleaders in here, man. That's crazy.
Oh wait, that's the YouTube chat. One sec.
Uh-oh. It's literally
Sorry.
Earth calculator.
I know. I'm gonna put it on Chrome instead of Brave because my thing doesn't like Brave, I guess. We want Chrome. Not that. Okay, I have a better solution. I'll put it on my email thing. There we go. Browser. There we go. All right, this guy.
I mean, sure, you can use that one. For example, do you want to convert it to my? Oh, that's cool. Just go to the bottom of the roughly. There you go. So scroll down a little.
What does this
go down
say?
a little more. Go down a little more.
This is this. Oh, sorry. This is the lowest it goes. This is the bottom of the page.
Using 8 inches per mile squared, using the radius value.
No, it doesn't say using. It doesn't say using 8 inches per mile squared. It says using 8 times the distance. Oh, what are you reading?
Well, keep reading. 8 times the distance. Then what?
8 times the distance in miles squared is not 8 inches per mile squared. This is a description of a formula, not a number.
That's their source code. Look in the top. Look in the very top. It says, read there. 6. Look at the radius value. You're skipping it. Literally reading
Skipping
everything.
what? Here?
Bro, it's right in fucking front of you. Look at the explanation. You take Earth's radius, what you're trying to do is you measure the drop.
Which gives us
right?
circumference of C.
Yes, and we're trying to find
40,030 kilometers. We wish to find the height. Using the circumference, we find that 1 kilometer has the angle of 0.009 degrees. Then the derived formula is h equals r times 1 minus cosine of a.
One second. Using the circumference of 1 kilometer, if the 1 kilometer is equal to 60 degrees, right?
1 kilometer is not equal to 60 degrees. What?
Are you not reading it? We find that 1 kilometer has the angle of 60 degrees over 40.
What? It doesn't say 60. It doesn't say 60 degrees. 1 kilometer has the angle of 0.009 degrees.
Read the entire sentence. Read the entire sentence
Using
at
the
once.
circumference, we find that 1 kilometer has the angle of 360 degrees divided by 40,030 kilometers, which is equal to 0.009 degrees.
and then they convert that into they use the radius, right? Into the
No,
distance.
that's just the angle for 1 kilometer, and then you can use
I
that
understand
angle. You need an angle A to figure out the height drop.
What's I understand. You're trying to measure you're measuring the tangent drop. That's the goal of this entire thing. You know that, right?
Yes, I'm aware.
Cool. So 8 inches per mile square is.
That's nowhere on
adequate.
this website, by the way. 8 inches per mile squared is nowhere on this website.
I mean, it works just fine. You want? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. We'll use 69.1 miles per 1 degree. Do me a quick favor. Let's use your formula. Put in 100 miles, and let's see how much drop there should be, and compare each formula.
Okay. I mean, they. By the way, if you're talking about a formula,
6,000 feet. It should be 6,000 feet. Using
sorry,
8 inches per mile
Tartar. If you're talking about a formula where you take 8 inches per mile squared and you multiply it by the distance in miles squared, that formula will give you a pretty good estimate for the drop from a tangent on a sphere.
But you were the one just was crying about that formula.
No. You weren't talking about a formula. You were giving me a number. 8 inches per mile squared is a number, not a formula. A formula has an input and an output, right?
So right now, if I wanted to derive your drop using 8 inches per mile squared.
That's a number, not a formula.
So listen, if I'm using 8 inches per mile squared, what would that generate?
It wouldn't generate anything on its own. You have to multiply it by something. That's what the formula is. 8 inches per mile squared is a number.
So 8 inches. Do you know what but what's the number reference to?
That's the coefficient in a Taylor series expansion.
Of
drop from a tangent.
Yes, but it's a specific. It's based off of the drop of the radius of 3,673. It's not just
it's based off the radius of the Earth. Yeah.
Exactly,
sure.
Which it works just fine using 8 inches per mile squared. If you want to argue,
again, 8 inches per mile squared is a number, not a formula. 8 inches per mile squared shows up in a formula.
So it shows up in a formula. It's not a formula you're gonna cry about and waste time. Cool. So back to the point, right? So if you have an airplane going 536 miles per hour or 500 miles per hour,
yeah,
right? You got a thing that doesn't. Real quick, does an airplane have to account for curvature with pitch? Yes or no?
Sure, it absolutely will.
Cool. Well, most Globers say no, so you're gonna have to talk to JT about that.
Well, I mean, like it'll happen automatically. Like there are various mechanisms that'll make it happen automatically.
That's fine. JT's a Glober. He's a pilot. He's a Glober, and that's what he says. But whatever, right? So if you're going 500 miles per hour, all right.
It's like it'll be like what, like 7 degrees per hour that you have to tilt.
7 degrees per hour.
Something like that, yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just did the math way wrong.
Is insane.
No, yeah, like 7 degrees per hour. Yeah, that's about right.
No, so if you're going 536 miles per hour, okay,
it's just so it's 536 divided by 69 is how many? So 7.76 degrees, 7.77 degrees.
69.1. But what I'm saying is this: if you're going 536 miles per hour, cool, we can use that relation. 69.
Yeah, so you have to change. You have to change by like just under 8 degrees per hour. You have to tilt. Sure.
Yes, and that means every 760 seconds you would have to drop your nose to pound the curvature every 1.2 miles.
Sure.
That's every 760 seconds you have to.
That's like 12 minutes.
I understand that. So
every 12 minutes you tilt by 1 degree. You would never notice that.
No, well, no, you wouldn't. But you know what would notice that is one, a gyroscope, and two, a pitch graph.
They have to adjust the gyroscopes. Like they're literally automatically readjusted every 15 minutes or so. At least they used to have to do that back in the old days when they had to manually do it.
What? You don't have to adjust the gyroscope while you're in mid-flight. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Mid-flight.
Well, okay, so not with modern gyroscopes, but like with old gyroscopes, yeah, absolutely, like manual ones.
Old gyroscopes, dude. I never heard that in my entire life before. You have to adjust a gyroscope in the middle of your flight.
Yeah, you have to make sure that it stays on track. By the way, is this what they teach in plantology?
This guy, no, dude. So I mean, it's funny now, but there's plenty of books you can read that are literally called.
It is very funny. I agree.
I mean that's fine. So if you're counting for 1.2 miles every 760 seconds or 12 minutes.
1.2 degrees, yeah, 1.2 degrees.
No, you would drop
every 12 minutes.
Miles.
I don't. The drop isn't relevant here. It's the degrees. It's the angle. Well,
Blitz.
but that's irrelevant. You don't need to adjust. You don't have to adjust your nose to change your altitude.
We're not. Sorry, cool. So if you're not adjusting, so you do or you do not have to adjust pitch.
To change your altitude? You can adjust your altitude without changing your pitch at all.
Altitude. This guy's
Then why are
fucking
you
trying
talking
to-
about drop from a tangent then?
Why the-
Altitude
bro, why
is
are
the
you-
only thing that
why are
matters
you
for drop from a
deflecting?
tangent.
No one's talking about altitude.
Then what are you talking about? Are you talking about angle? Or are you talking about
No,
drop from a
I'm not-
tangent? Because drop from a
I'm-
tangent would be altitude. It'd be a change in altitude of the airplane.
But you guys claim you don't need to change altitude nor pitch. But
The
you
plane
claim
is
you do.
always maintaining altitude.
We're not
That's what
talking
planes
about
do.
altitude. I am talking about the pitch of the fucking nose to the horizon.
That's
dude.
what I was talking about. So you have to adjust it by 1.2 degrees every 12 minutes.
I'm not talking about altitude. I'm talking about the pitch. You
I
maintain
said
the
pitch.
altitude.
You have to adjust the
Oh,
angle
my
of your nose by 1.2 degrees every 12 minutes.
It's not one. Oh my god! It's not. You're not adjusting 1.2 degrees, dickhead. You're literally adjusting 1 mile. You're dropping 1.2 miles.
Wait,
not
hold on.
1.2
When you have a nose, when you're pointing your nose,
Wait,
are we talking about the
degree?
angle?
Wait.
I'm sorry. Are we
Wait,
talking about the angle?
You said you're adjusting 1 degree every 12 minutes. Are you fucking
1.2
insane?
degrees. Yeah, to maintain
you're-
level, you'd have to adjust by like 1.2 degrees every 12 minutes or so.
You're accounting for 1.2 miles, not 1 fucking degree. That's 16. That's over 67, almost 70 miles. And
So
12
it's you
fucking-
have to adjust for just
You're
under
lying.
8 degrees every hour.
You're not
So-
adjusting 70 miles every fucking 12 minutes or 760
So
seconds.
so you have to adjust for so it's 0.13 degrees every minute. Or about
Seven. Oh, cool. That's fine. 0.3 degrees.
or
times
about 1 degree about 1 degree every 8 minutes. You lied to me about the number, by the way.
It's 1 degree.
1 degree every 8 minutes or so.
In 760 seconds, your nose of your pitch will have to account for 1.2 miles of curvature. True or false?
The pitch, you don't have to do pitch to account for a distance of curvature. What are you talking about?
All right, cool. So
If we're talking about if we're talking about the nose changing degrees or changing angles, that has to track the surface of the Earth, and that angle will change by 1 degree every 8 minutes.
I understand that.
Okay.
All I'm saying
so
is-
so there's nothing with miles here. There's nothing
So-
with feet or
oh,
whatever.
no,
This is
no,
1 degree every 8 minutes.
So your final answer: do you or do you not have to account for pitch and change pitch? Yes or no?
Planes will change their pitch by about 1 degree every 8 minutes if they're flying at this speed. Yes.
Cool. So you do have to account for pitch.
Planes will do that. Yes. Modern planes will do it automatically because most planes basically fly on autopilot.
All right, cool. Just so you know, every Glober I've ever talked to said they don't. All right.
Okay.
Just so you
I don't
know,
care what
all
other Globers said.
No. Number two, if you did and you are doing that during a flight, what I was gonna ask you is why doesn't this show this on a pitch graph?
Why would it show it on a pitch graph if you're maintaining level with the horizon?
You're the one that just said you're changing and
You're changing pitch, and so is the horizon. So you're just matching it to change the horizon, to match with the
Oh.
horizon.
That's a big claim. You know what that creates?
What does that create?
It creates slope, not curvature, right?
Why would it create slope? Why would it create slope?
Planes do two things. One, they also hold on. You missed the biggest part. They trim. So that while you're adjusting for pitch, you're also adjusting
Sure.
for trim at the same time.
Sure.
Which means you will take off and land at the same angle you will take off and land at the same angle you took off from.
That's
Which
pitch.
would I understand that. You just said it's staying constant.
No, the angle that the plane's nose makes with the horizon will stay approximately constant while undergoing level flight.
Cool.
Depending
so
on the
if you're-
plane, it might be slightly above, slightly tilted up, or slightly tilted down, or maybe it's
So
perfectly
this is
level.
a-
But the
this is
point
a
is
problem
it
you
will
have.
maintain that angle. But in order to maintain that angle, as the plane goes around the Earth, it will have to pitch. It will have to adjust its pitch.
Blitz, do airplanes land 2 degrees up?
It depends on the plane, I guess.
Most airplanes do, commercial at
Okay.
least. So if an airplane's flying constantly 2 degrees above the artificial horizon,
Sure.
they're constantly adjusting for trim, constantly,
And
at the same
constantly
time.
adjusting for the globe shape of the Earth. Yeah.
Sure, let's pretend. If that was true.
By the
and
way,
you're
you
going
did
over-
already grant that flat Earth is nonsense because of the experiment that we talked about. So this is just icing on the cake at this point.
I didn't. I never said that. You're lying like shit.
You said you
What
would
I
have to
is
give it to me.
No, I said two things. I said one, I'm not educated enough on the conversation to actually just say yes or no, because I would have to look into that. That'd be disingenuous. But back to this conversation is if you're constantly trimming, and you're also constantly pitching, and maintaining the same altitude. Attitude. Sorry, my bad. Not altitude. Right. The only thing I'm saying is you would be creating.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm not like a pilot. So attitude is attitude the one the direction of the nose?
Yes. No, that's
And
the
pitch.
direction.
So nose up,
the
nose
angle-
down is pitch. Attitude
no.
is sorry.
The nose and angle of the nose to the horizon, that's pitch.
Okay. Yeah. So which one's attitude?
All I'm saying is this. Blitz.
Attitudeology.
Blitz. All I'm saying is this. If you're constantly doing that, bro, you would be creating slope. You wouldn't be.
What do you mean you'd be Why would you be creating slope?
Because because remember, throughout all this entire adjusting that you're doing, you're also staying constant 2 degrees above your artificial horizon. So if you're constantly staying 2 degrees above the fucking horizon, but you claim you're also accounting for
By the way, the landing angle is not necessarily the same as the cruising
oh
angle.
my God.
So
Just hear me out for 5 seconds, dude. If you're constantly trimming and you're constantly accounting for a pitch or adjusting your pitch for the curvature of Earth, right? But you're also right trimming, and you're 2 degrees above the horizon from takeoff to landing, that means you will create slope, which means you will literally be flying towards space and landing up. I guess technically, let's say from the North Pole.
the direction of your nose is not necessarily the direction of your motion. By the way, I don't know if you know that.
I'm not talking about them. All I'm talking about is accounting for curvature, dude. Let's do.
So why would you be flying towards space just because you're pitched up at 2 degrees relative to the horizon?
Let's say you're going from Canada to Australia. If you're constantly trimming, staying 2 degrees above your fucking horizon throughout the entire flight, and you're claiming to account for your pitch, which you're not, by the way, but we're gonna pretend you are. That would be slope, not curvature. And
Why would that be slope? Why would that be slope?
Because you said that. Oh my God! I just told you 4 times. It's slow because you're staying positive. Your pitch is staying positive 2 degrees above.
Just because your nose is pointing up doesn't mean that your altitude is that your actual angle of motion is pointed up.
Pitch 2 degrees.
Pitch is not the same as your velocity vector. I don't know if you know that.
Velocity vector? Oh my!
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking
The
about?
pitch angle is not the same as the angle of your velocity vector.
No one gives a fuck about your velocity vector.
Well, no, it does because if you're just you could be going horizontal while pitched up at 2 degrees.
Oh my dude, you're so.
Even on a flat Earth.
Glad.
Wait, hold on, Tartar. Hold on. Let's pretend for a moment that the flat Earth is true. If that's true, why would they be pitched up at 2 degrees while still flying, or 3 degrees or whatever, while flying flat?
They trim. The trim accounts for the 2 degrees above the artificial horizon, you idiot. That's what.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening for the on the globe as well.
Which means you're not accounting for curvature. That's the entire point.
You are accounting for curvature still.
Oh my God! So you're accounting for curvature. You're maintaining a positive pitch 2 degrees above the artificial horizon, and you're constantly trimming. But you're also fucking dropping.
By the way, trimming is just the word, and if I only know trimming in the scuba diving context, but let's look up the definition of trimming because I don't think you're using it properly.
Let's pretend you're right real quick, right? Let's pretend you're right. 500 miles. That means you're counting for about 1.2 miles. Excuse me, 1,200.
About 1 degree every 8 minutes.
500. That's about 1,246 feet of drop every fucking 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's every 5 minutes you're counting for 1,246 feet of drop.
Yeah, sure. Let's say that. It doesn't matter. It's not drop though, because you're maintaining an altitude. It's like you're literally not dropping.
Oh my God! If it's not drop, how?
It's because you're maintaining your altitude. Your altitude is constant, so you're not like changing your altitude at all.
So it's not. So listen to what you're saying. You're not dropping.
Your altitude's not changing. That's what it means to drop, for your altitude to change. So if your altitude's not changing, then you're not dropping.
No, the nose of your plane needs to account for 1,200 feet of curvature.
The nose of your plane doesn't have to account for any altitude changes.
Then that means you're creating slope. That's not curvature. Oh my God.
Do you think that the nose of the plane tells you what direction you're going in?
This is the best they got is Dr. Blitz.
Tartar, do you think that your nose points in the same direction that you're moving?
Does the nose of a plane point the same direction that it's moving?
Yeah.
So
I imagine by your incredulous laugh, you're probably about to say something wildly stupid. So why don't you go ahead and answer?
Wait, so the nose, personally, if the nose of the plane is facing north, I would fucking assume you're moving north.
Do you think that if the plane is pointed up at a 3 degree angle, it must be moving up at a 3 degree angle?
If the plane's facing 2 degrees positive, is it going 2 degrees positive? Yes.
Okay, well then you're wrong. You just don't know how planes work. There's something called an angle of attack where you're tilted up, but you're still moving forward, right? Like this is how planes fly. It's exaggerated, but like this is how planes fly. No, this
understand.
is how they cruise, not how they land.
Yes, and they also land like that. That's called trimming.
Sure.
Trimming allows them
No,
to do that.
trim it. So you're just mistaken
You know
about
what a
trimming
trim
is.
is? Go Google
So
what
trim is an adjustment to the aerodynamic forces on the control
adjustment of
surfaces,
altitude.
so the aircraft maintains the set attitude.
I understand that. If it's constant, then that's slope. That's not curvature.
I don't think that you're understanding that there's no distinction.
All right, dude. Look. Hey, man, look.
Hey, man, look. That's the smartest thing you've said all for the last hour and a half.
Blitz. The fact that you think that you can maintain a positive, maintain a 2-degree positive pitch over your artificial horizon, constantly trim, and be dropping 1,200 feet your nose, right? Your angle of your nose needs
Your nose doesn't have to drop 1,200 feet. Like,
cool.
You just don't understand
You're not flying
geometry,
over
I
curvature,
guess.
you're creating slope. So if your nose does not have to fucking drop or change its fucking angle from the horizon to match 1,200 feet of drop, not airplane drop,
doesn't.
curvature drop. Cool. So if it doesn't have to match 1,200 feet,
It's not dropping. Its altitude is staying the same.
Then that means the distance from the ground to the airplane will continuously fucking increase, dog.
Not if its altitude is staying the same. That's what altitude staying the same means.
No, I'm saying the farther you get from the fucking Earth while you're flying, and you keep
It's not getting further from the Earth. It's maintaining its altitude.
If you're not dropping, you would literally, if you're maintaining
Dropping means decreasing altitude. If you're not decreasing your altitude and you're not increasing your altitude, you're keeping the same altitude. You're not dropping.
Make a 90-degree angle from the. Listen to this. Make a 90-degree angle from the nose of the plane.
Trimology.
If you're making a 90-degree angle, hypothetically, make a 90-degree angle from the nose of the plane to the ground of the Earth. If you're not dropping, right, then the distance from the ground, maintaining your altitude, to the plane would increase.
No, or it could stay the same, right? You could be not dropping or not increasing,
Even if
and then
it
it
stays
stays the same.
Fuck it, we'll give it to you. If it stays the same, guess what? That's not counting for curvature.
Yeah, it is. That's how they account for curvature. Actually, they maintain altitude.
God, get the fuck. All right, dude. I'm out. Look, I'm gonna agree to disagree with you. I'm getting nowhere. It's like talking to a fucking plant, dude.
Plantology, bro. You heard it here first, y'all. It is like talking to a plant. I'm sure you spend a lot of time talking to a plant. I don't know how to clip shit, but I gotta clip that because that was so funny. That was so funny. That would go so viral. Yeah, I basically argued with ChatGPT. Oh, that's so true. By the way, if you're in the guest box and you agree with me, or you're trolling, leave the guest box now, please. I don't want that shit. I don't need that shit. Oh, shit. It looks like we lost TikTok. I don't know where TikTok went. Oh. Wait, no. I want to continue the live. I would like to continue the live. Continue live. Ah, we're back. Sorry, y'all. TikTok live, the live app just crashed. But we're back. Welcome back. All right, let's bring up a guest. Disconnectology. That's never not going to be funny. Y'all better keep this shit up, by the way. It was weird. All right, Andy. Oh, okay. Andy's not here. What about Manfred? Manfred, how's it going?
Hey, Dr.
Manfred,
Blitz, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. What shape is the Earth?
I almost admire you how you're talking to these guys and staying cool.
What
man.
shape do you think the Earth is, Manfred?
Oh, that's so. Are you familiar with inertial
What shape do you
navigation
think the Earth is,
systems?
Manfred? What shape do you think the Earth is?
Oh, it's a sphere, no doubt.
Thanks for being here.
Hello?
Lil, how's it going? What shape do you think the
I'm
Earth
doing
is?
good. I have a quick question. I think it's a sphere, but really quickly, I just wanted to ask a quick question about an easy math equation to like
Sure.
tell someone who believes the Earth is flat. Like, what is a good simple math equation I could tell somebody? And so that's just what I wanted to ask.
There is no math equation that will convince somebody the Earth is a sphere because they don't know math.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for answering my question.
Of course. All right, let's talk to Nate. Oh, we got to 100K. Nate,
Hello,
how's it
how are
going?
you? Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Well, it's obviously flat.
Hold on. It sounds like you're trolling me.
No.
Why do you think it's flat?
It has to be. Well, I mean, it's actually the scientific community now thinks it's probably flat because of the hologram.
By the way, Nate, just to be clear, I will ban people who are trolling. So admit it now and get off, or I will literally block you.
I'm not trolling.
All right, go
Why am I
ahead.
trolling? The scientific community thinks that the universe is a hologram.
That doesn't make it flat, and the scientific community also doesn't think that.
Not the entire scientific community, but it's
Not even a sizable portion of the scientific community.
Well, it's gaining popularity.
Not really.
Well, enough that I've heard about it, and I'm not a scientist.
Well, there are certainly people who talk about it, loud people who talk about holography, because it's a really neat idea, but people don't think it's true. People are not convinced that it's a real thing. Also, it has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth, or the shape of the universe for that matter. Because even if the universe were a hologram, it still wouldn't be flat.
It's 2D. How is it not flat if it's 2D?
Let me show you another thing that's 2D that's not flat. This is a yogurt thing. See how it's two-dimensional and now it's not flat? Two-dimensional things can be curved.
Well, that's actually three-dimensional.
Two-dimensional things can be curved.
No. You just showed me a three-dimensional object.
This is a two. So this is flat, right? Do you agree that this is flat?
Empty space between the top and the bottom of the.
When they say 2D, they mean that it's like a surface. A surface is two-dimensional. So this is a surface that's curved.
Okay, like that can't be the case because the universe, if there's nothing outside of it, what's it going to curve in comparison to? If it's flat,
Curvature doesn't require an outside. It doesn't require like in order to understand what I'm talking about, you'd have to understand differential geometry. This is something that's taught at like an undergraduate level in mathematics courses. But yeah, you don't need an external world for something to be curving into in order for it to be curved.
Curvature requires 3 dimensions.
No, it doesn't. You can have intrinsically curved two-dimensional things.
There is no way because curvature is relative. A point to a point.
Look up Gauss's theorema of Grisham. I can actually just pull it up for you if you want.
Yeah, pull it up.
It's arguably my favorite result in mathematics that's ever existed. Has a Wikipedia page and everything. Sorry, let me just get this up for you. Why is this so finicky? It's so annoying. I think it's this one. Here we go. Theorema of Grisham. And let me put this above Oppo. There we go. So, the Theorem of Grisham is a relationship. It's called the remarkable theorem. It's a relationship between the extrinsic curvature, which is what you're thinking about, and the intrinsic curvature, which is what I'm talking about. So the formula, oh, they don't actually even give the formula?
You're doing this, though, in a 3D space.
You don't have to be. You can. The point of the Theorema of Grisham. Okay, this is like somebody will have the formula actually written out. Actually, no. You know what? Let me just show you a PDF where it's written out.
This requires a 3D space.
No, it literally doesn't.
It absolutely does.
It really doesn't. Like this is.
Take that yogurt tin and describe the point from the bottom to the top to the bottom again.
If I were living, let me ask you this: if I were living on this yogurt,
the 2 bottom points.
Yeah, so this exists in 3-dimensional space, but
exactly.
this has curvature as a 2-dimensional object.
but this is only a two-dimensional object in three-dimensional space. It
No,
cannot
you
occur
can
outside of
you can
three-dimensional
talk
space.
you can okay. So to be clear, you can talk about curvature. You can talk about intrinsic curvature of things that has nothing to do with what kind of space it's in.
But you're talking about it in a relative.
No, I'm not.
Assuming,
When people talk about holography, and by the way, like this is my area. This is like I wrote my dissertation on this kind of stuff, like my PhD dissertation. When we're talking about holography and we're talking about the curvature of the holographic part of the universe, this is intrinsic curvature, not curvature as viewed extrinsically embedded in some larger three-dimensional space.
You're talking about the universe itself, so there's nothing outside of it.
There doesn't need to be something outside of it in order for it to have curvature.
Yeah, in relative to itself, it cannot be curved. What would it curve?
So the way that we define curvature when we're talking about surfaces, the way that we define curvature is a measure of shortest distance paths.
Right. So that lid you showed me.
You said right, but I don't think that you actually knew what I said. Can you repeat back what I said?
I understood what you said. Listen to me.
What did I say?
You're not short distance path. You're talking about.
That's how we define curvature.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you in what you said to me. I'm trying to explain it back to you. When you look at that yogurt lid, look at it. What's it curving around?
That yogurt lid definitely exists in three-dimensional space. I will give you that. It has intrinsic curvature that doesn't depend. I mean, you can relate it to the extrinsic curvature.
The shortest path from one,
but it doesn't require
to the other goes through space.
No. We're talking about the shortest path on the surface of the thing, right? The shortest path from here to here is not. We're not talking about going underneath or whatever. We're talking about traversing the surface of the thing.
It's the same whether no matter.
No. The shortest path on the surface will be different, and that is defined, or that distance is described by a metric, like a Riemannian metric in this case. Like, I hate to say this to you because it's gonna sound like I'm a prick, but this is above your pay grade.
That's why people watch you.
I guess, but like seriously, Riemannian geometry is a beautiful subject. And I would absolutely suggest that anybody who's interested pick it up. It's a beautiful part of mathematics. It's my favorite part of mathematics. But like, it is a part of mathematics that takes a little bit of thinking to understand. It's not just enough to just use your intuition.
No, but I can look at
okay, can I ask you a question? When scientists say the universe is a curved four-dimensional space-time, what do you think that means?
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's
because it's not in anything else.
What do you mean?
Right? But they mean something by it, and what they mean by that, is that it has intrinsic curvature.
Okay.
And intrinsic curvature, it doesn't need to be in some bigger space in order for it to have that curvature. Likewise, the two-dimensional universe in the holographic picture doesn't need to be in some bigger space to have curvature.
No, but you're wrong because it's the no, listen.
Nate, would you ever tell a cardiac surgeon, no, you're cutting the wrong piece of flesh?
Well, fortunately, my life doesn't depend on this conversation. So
okay, would you ever tell
you my opinion?
Right, you can have an opinion, but your opinion's wrong.
Look, I didn't go to school and do all the fancy maths and the.
Then why are you talking about fancy math?
Because I can intuit.
No, you can't. You certainly
I
can't.
am intuiting it.
Okay, can you imagine what a Klein bottle looks like? A non-intersecting Klein bottle looks like?
Yeah.
No, you can't. Because unless you can think in 4 dimensions, I guess.
It's like a tesseract, right? A tesseract.
No, it's not at all like that.
No, but you can imagine a tesseract, but you really can't.
That's my point. You cannot. But Klein bottles. Actually, this is a really good example. Klein bottles don't have curvature, right? They're flat. And yet, if you try to shove them into 3 dimensions and then make them self-intersecting, they become... Actually, are they flat? Hold on. Now I have to do some math. Yeah, no, they are flat. If you try to embed it in 3 dimensions, it forces it to get curvature. You have to do a non-isometric embedding.
It's only flat in 1 dimension.
Everything's flat in 1 dimension.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you're taking a slice. I mean, it's only flat in 2 dimensions. You're taking a slice of a 3D, and you're saying, "Oh, look, it's flat."
I'm not taking a slice of 3D and saying it's flat. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, basically, you're basically, when you're saying like this intrinsic curvature, you're distilling two-dimensional space out of 3-dimensional space.
No, no. You can have 2-dimensional things that don't exist in 3-dimensional space. Like, there's nothing wrong conceptually with that.
Yeah, but that's the only way you can have the intrinsic curvature.
Yeah, and in the holographic picture, there is no 3-dimensional space. It's just 2-dimensional, and it will have intrinsic curvature.
But only because you're distilling it out of 3-dimensional space.
No, it's not. It's not in 3-dimensional space. It's intrinsic. That's what intrinsic means.
Yeah, but it's relative to 3-dimensional space.
There is no 3-dimensional space. It's intrinsic. It exists 2-dimensionally.
I mean, you really can't have anything in only 2-dimensional space, right?
In the holographic universe picture, it is genuinely 2-dimensional.
That's why there's no curvature.
No. Things can be curved even when they're 2-dimensional and not in 3-dimensional space. It's called Gaussian curvature.
Bruh. If you take that yogurt lid again.
The yogurt lid is in 3-dimensional space. The holographic universe is not.
But you're using that as an example of the holographic.
I'm using that as an example of intrinsic curvature, or of a 2-dimensional thing being curved. But if you don't like that example because it's embedded in 3 dimensions, that's fine. We can just talk about Gaussian curvature if you want.
Well, I want to go back to the yogurt lid.
But the yogurt lid's in 3 dimensions. The holographic universe is not.
Yeah, and that's exactly my point. That's why that yogurt lid has curvature. In what you're
representing as 2-dimensional things can have curvature on their own. They don't need to be in 3 dimensions.
That's just not possible.
Prove it.
Because you're
Prove it.
I'm trying to, but without fancy maths. I'm trying to use my words.
Unfortunately, you need math to describe curvature. Pew, pew, pew. Thank you for the sunglasses, interior vision.
Okay. All right. What you're describing is like a circle, like a 2-dimensional circle, which has curvature on the edges.
I don't know it. No, that's not what I'm describing.
So that requires. So take a circle, right?
Circles don't have curvature, by the way. Funnily enough.
Yeah, the circumference is curved.
They do only when they're embedded as a curve in 2-dimensional space, but they don't have intrinsic curvature.
What the hell is intrinsic curvature?
It's the curvature of the thing itself, not relating to how it's shoved into space.
So the edge of a circle has intrinsic curvature.
No, it doesn't have intrinsic curvature. It only has extrinsic curvature.
I'll have to look that up because I just don't understand what intrinsic curvature versus extrinsic curvature is.
So I perhaps I can make this. So the curvature, intrinsic curvature, is the curvature that you would be able to measure if you were like an ant living on it. Just by walking around, you'd be able to tell that it's curved. That's what intrinsic curvature is. And if an ant was living on the edge of a circle, it wouldn't be able to tell that it's curved. It would notice that it's like connected, but it wouldn't be able to tell that it's curved just by like making measurements by walking back and forth. Extrinsic curvature is how the thing is put into a bigger space. So take your circle and put it in a 2-dimensional surface, or put it in 3-dimensional space, and then you can see that it curves by looking at like the arrows off of it and how it changes direction. That's extrinsic curvature.
Yeah. We're talking about the same thing, and I'm trying to point it out to you how that proves you wrong about.
I'm sure. So by the way, what are the odds that I'm wrong here? Somebody who's like active area of research is differential geometry, which is the field that we're talking about right now, or you, what are the odds that I'm the one that's wrong here? Just like, from first principles, what do you think? What do you think the odds are?
You want to go into statistics now?
Yeah, what do you think the odds are?
The probability is what if I'm really good at intuiting it?
I'm just asking you what you think the odds are.
That I'm right?
Yeah. And that I'm wrong about the field in which I work every day.
I think you're more right than I am. I think we're probably both wrong, but you're more right than I am.
That's I appreciate the humility.
About the scientific view, but you're wrong about the Earth being round.
You know that if the universe were holographic, then the Earth would actually be one-dimensional.
Yeah, everything's one-dimensional.
Tell that to your mom's... No, I'm sorry. You've been very polite. Anything else you want to talk about, Nate?
No, I'm going to go look up this... I'm going to go look up a way to foil...
I can actually perhaps recommend a good... I'm trying to think of what's a good book for this. Spivak might be a little advanced.
Make that assumption?
How far did you get in calculus?
I got to the math where you do all those fancy symbols and stuff.
Did you get through calculus?
Yeah, I got to where you do all the fancy symbols and stuff.
Does that include calculus?
Yeah. What was the one after calculus 3? I forgot.
Linear algebra, maybe? Differential equations?
Differential equations.
Okay, so then yeah, actually, so if you've taken calculus and you remember it pretty well, definitely a good book would be Spivak's book on differential geometry. It's one of my favorites. Let me see. I have a copy of it. I can show you what the copy looks like. I just have to pull it up.
Yeah, but that's not gonna settle this argument because
well, it'll teach you it'll teach you about the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic curvature.
Yeah, I understand what that is, and you don't get that I'm trying to make an argument for that, but I actually understand what that is, and I'm trying to say.
You do? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to.
Doesn't seem like it.
I know, but you're not getting you're not getting my argument. That's why I'm giving up.
Your argument is just an assertion that intrinsic curvature is is the same as extrinsic curvature when they're not the same.
No, I get what you're saying. You're saying it's relativistic curvature.
No, this has nothing to do with relativity.
I'm not saying in Einstein's relativistic. I'm saying relative to your perception.
Here, this is the book I'm talking about, by the way. By Michael Spivak. By the way, for anybody who wants to learn differential geometry and has calculus, this is a good book. Comprehensive Introduction to Differential Geometry, Volume 1. There's 5 volumes, but the first volume is a good place to start. It's kind of a long book, 500 pages or so, but it goes over manifolds, differential structures, all sorts of lovely stuff. Would recommend.
That's still not going to get to the point of our argument about the nature of the holographic universe.
So to be clear, there's no evidence that the universe is holographic. Like this is not like a consensus belief of scientists, so I don't even know why it's relevant. I just like talking about differential geometry, so that's why I was happy to engage with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of our theories about the universe are just whack. Nobody
are just what?
Knows. Whack.
Why are they whack?
Because there's no way to comprehend the universe.
Okay, so then why do you think the Earth is flat?
I'm going off the scientific theory that the universe is a hologram.
But that's not based on any evidence, so...
It's theoretical, right?
Yes.
And so is quantum physics, right?
No, quantum physics is evidence-based. It's an experimental science.
I actually have a question about that.
Okay.
A genuine question.
Sure.
So you were talking about that guy earlier, and you said they sent the neutrino through the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it hit a target, and they detected it, in Chicago or whatever.
Yep.
So once the neutrino hits the Earth, it enters a state of informational entropy. How do you know that's the neutrino that hit the target?
It's not hitting the Earth. It passes through the Earth.
Yeah.
It doesn't interact with the Earth at all.
Did you put a tracker on that neutrino and then Bluetooth tracker.
Well, we know what we know what the energy is. We know what the energy at the origination energy is, and we know what the final energy is, and we also know what direction it's moving in, so we can identify which neutrinos came from the accelerator. Now, if you're saying, well, how do you really know it's the exact same neutrino? In principle, you don't, but as long as it matches the data, it's good.
So it could be hit by any neutrino of similar.
Well, yeah, but if it was coming in a different direction or had a different energy, then yeah, they would discard it.
Okay, let's go back to one more question. Same ilk. The that really famous quantum physics experiment with the wave and the particle, hitting the slats.
Sure.
A splatter or wave. No, not that one. Not that one. So action at a spooky distance. They say, okay, I'll shoot this photon. It'll be paired to this brother photon, and then we'll shoot the brother photon into space, and they'll dance the same dance at a spooky distance. How do they know they're doing that? How do you know those two photons are tied together?
We can measure the correlations between them, and they turn out that they're always correlated with each other.
How are you even measure? I'm lost. How are you even measuring these two photons together, one at a spooky distance?
So typically what's happening is that one has, say, clockwise spin and the other one has, say, counterclockwise spin, or vice versa, and you put one of them through a polarizer to measure its polarization, and then you put the other one through a polarizer to measure its polarization. They always come back, in opposite directions. So one of them, it'll be like the first one will always be random, but the second one will always be the opposite of the first one, whatever the first one was.
You're talking about like they're soccer balls or something. You can't even see these individual photons.
Experimental physicists are very, very clever people.
I just can't grasp my head around correlating two photons together and saying, yeah, these two are tied together.
Yep. Well, I mean, the thing is experimental physicists are very, very clever people. Doing single photon experiments is kind of like the norm in experimental physics, especially like quantum optics.
Can you even single out a photon?
Yeah, single photon experiments are very, very common.
How do you single out a photon? Are you sure that you can single out? You can't even see a photon.
You can emit single photons, and yes, actually, you can see a single photon.
They're too small.
They're literally the things that we see. They're the only things that we see.
Yeah, in masses. You can't see a single one. You can only see them.
No, you can see a single one. This has been studied. There's like a 50-50 shot of seeing it. Depending on, the conditions and stuff. But yeah, we can consistently see 7 photons, but there is evidence to suggest that we can see single photons, although it's not much better than 50-50 guess.
I was hoping you could answer that for me, but I'll just continue to be.
I did answer it for you. All right, Nate, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for being here, though.
Okay. All right,
take care. The memes are so strong here. 50-50 shotology. Probabilityology. It's so good. Memeology. All right, y'all. We've had a hell of a night. I think we might just end it here. It's getting kind of late. I only have 15 minutes or so. What was the name of the book? It's called A Comprehensive Introduction to Differential Geometry. It's by Michael Spivak. All right, y'all. I'm going to end the live. It was a delight. You guys were so fun. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a peer review, assuming that I don't get dinner with a local or with a friend who's in town. We'll see. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.